What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this Friday evening? It's your boy Doc Holiday. We are here again. HBCU tonight, week 11 picks. And of course, let me go ahead and say I'm gonna clear the air. But if you haven't done it by now, make sure that you like the stream, comment, share. Most of all, subscribe to the channel. Become a member. The livest, hottest HBCU channel that's out right now. First and foremost, I want to go ahead and congratulate us for getting over 2,400 subscribers. That happened over the weekend on Saturday and Sunday, and it's continuing to go up. So, hey, we're making progress as we should. And another thing I want to put out there, and I just put it on Twitter last night. I went over 375,000 views for this channel, and I understand, I just channel for close to almost three years. It's one of those things where I am extremely proud of, because of where we started out from. We started out from having only 11 subscribers and probably a little bit minimal views. I scrubbed this whole page, the YouTube channel, and next thing you know, we are, going through the roof. But it's slow. I could say going a little bit slow, but it's steady though. Steady growing. I cannot imagine. I don't think I imagined for this to go to go this way. If y'all really want to keep it a bang. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't think it'd go this far. I thought it was going to be a couple of times, a couple of videos, pre-recorded, didn't know that I was going to go live and do live and everything. And I can't do nothing but thank y'all. Because y'all made it. Y'all made this channel the way that it is. We always have fun. We are always informative. But we always have some, in a sense, we have some pushback. Hold on 1 second. So we always have some pushback. We always have people that's, some people in their feelings. All right. I'm not gonna sit here and cuss. I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna sit here and get loud or anything like that. All right. But I wanted to address I want to address some things that was said in the last couple of days, and I want to go ahead and just before we jump into doing picks and everything. Um, so everybody seen it earlier today. He tried, early today, this morning. Yeah, Scotty. Yes, Scotty had a show, and was to the point of, okay, what does he have to say now? What is it about me that he has to say now that he ain't already said in like 50, 11 shows already? Okay, you know, I'll be honest. Yeah, yeah, nigga got a stuttering problem. Okay, I can deal with that. That's something I couldn't deal with at first because I don't do I try not to do a lot of talking unless I'm working. And I know how to code switch. Y'all know how it is. Where I always work that, I code switch. um that's something that always that goes about. But him revealing, yeah, I text him, I did in August because I was trying to get a panel done, and at the time I wasn't thinking. I was, I'll say this. At this day and age, me being the way I was when I was younger, I would have settled it. I would have settled a beef a whole nother way. And I'm just gonna say I wanted to settle it in more of a diplomatic way. I wanted to settle it in a way where we all come together because we all got kids. And I'm not trying to give him no energy or nothing like that. But at the same time, a nigga get tired. And I'm sorry to speak like this, y'all. I'm sorry to say the N-word and stuff like that. But a nigga get tired of people playing with you. So yeah, I went the diplomatic way. You know, he got a little receipt on me. But that's all right though. That's all right. And that's all right. I'm not. That's all right. You know, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I made mistakes. I made plenty of mistakes in my lifetime. I have made plenty of mistakes in my lifetime. Um, and I love y'all too, man. I love y'all too. And somebody, I had a friend text me yesterday. You need to chill out. Don't do nothing. Don't get online. Don't go live. Don't do that. The way that I am is I can't. I gotta keep grinding because that's just the way I am. Because I've been a person. I'm gonna tell you like this. I ain't crying or nothing like that. But I've been the person that slept in his car. Ed was going to school at the same fucking time and looking for a way to find somewhere to sleep. I've been hustled though to make sure I have money in my pocket. I've been doing all that dumb shit. I ran with gangs. I ran with the gangs and everything. So yeah, I made mistakes. And like I said, growing up, yes, I was bullied. And I didn't like to fight. I ain't like to fight. But you know who liked to fight? My sisters. They love to fight. They fought for me. They fought for their big brother because they just knew how I was as a person. But at the same time, you try to reason with them. You try to become friends with them. You try to let water under the bridge. You get what I'm saying? I'm human. I'm human. I'm very much human. You know, my counterparts, and I love her to death, and she is like a sister to me, to Mona. She go about it a different way. She go about it a different way. I go about a way that I can only go for myself. But at the same time, when some people say don't do this, don't do that, you ain't gotta go say this, you ain't gotta say that, you don't need to retaliate, but he keep disparaging my name. A nigga just get tired of it. Like a nigga just get tired of it. You know what I'm saying? I just get tired of it. The name Doc Holliday has synonymous reasons, has synonymous meanings to it. Okay. If you was like my stepdad loved Tombstone. He let me watch Tombstone. I was about 15 years old when I seen that movie. And I grew up and I grew with the character Doc Holliday. Cause why? Doc Holliday was a man that had many talents, that had many trades. But also Doc Holliday was a man that didn't take no shit, even though he was an alcoholic, he was a lunger. But I grew to having that name. Not only was the name synonymous, I used it as a DJ name when I was at school, and actually at Jackson State, because I was learning how to be a DJ. Turn around, maybe 4.5 years later, I went down to Stephen F. Austin. That's where I pledged. I keep doing that all the time. That's why I pledged my chapter. Shout out to the Mighty New Sigma chapter, the Bloody New Sigma chapter down in Stephen F. Austin. And that became my line name. And I did that spring of 06. And you know, I that's my line name. I've been growing with that line name. I've been growing with that name ever since. But at the same time, when nigga get tired, when you take so much from, and I don't watch his show. I don't. Trust me, I don't watch it. But when you get alert and saying somebody talk bad about you, I gotta hear what they got to say. And I just got tired of it. So from now on, I don't want to hear nothing about that dude. I don't. I don't want to hear about nothing about him. I don't want to hear nothing about Campbell. I don't want to hear nothing about Rocky. I don't want to hear nothing about Dr. Lori. I don't want to hear nothing about none of them folks. Quite frankly, all of them can go walk in traffic on 635 right now. I don't want to deal with none of them. And I know I'm about to get some, I'm gonna get some pushback from it. Hey, oh well, it is what it is. So I'm gonna say this, and I hope he listening. I know he listening. I know all of them listening. I know all of them listening. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this now. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't DM me. If you see me on Twitter, don't say shit to me, because everything now I'm doing is on the offensive. Yeah, me 635. If you ain't never been to Dallas, you ever drove 635 in the middle of traffic, you know what I'm talking about. And you know, I said the greatest quote, and I said the greatest quote on Twitter. Hey, I know all y'all seen it. I might be a stuttering motherfucker, but I love my life. I love my life. I love my life. I love the people that's been in this life for me. I love my kids, Peyton and Desiree. I love both my girls, you know, that have been people in my life that have came, that have went, and I started to seek them out again. But at the same time, I love my life. And the best thing about this, y'all, man, I got a tweet. He hit me back up from Coach Sewell at Morgan State. Y'all know, defensive coordinator at Morgan State. And he pointed out some things to me. He said something to me that I felt good, to hear that another grown man, just like myself, said he had the same issue that I had as stuttering. It's what it is. It's stuttering. But he said, he told me that he ain't really gotten over it, but it had lessened once he got older. And I'm gonna be real with you. I love that right there, because I got somebody in my corner that understands the condition that I have. And I guess I'm talking to you like I'm a preacher. Hey, fun fact. My grandfather was a preacher. I am a preacher's grandkid. My mama is a preacher's daughter. So it's in the blood. It's in my blood. You know what I'm saying? So to speak is in my blood. And I'm not going to let nobody stop me from speaking on stuff that I like. I'm not going to let nobody stop me from speaking on stuff that I enjoy. And I'm not going to stop letting nobody be from speaking on issues that affect us. And I'm not going to let nobody stop me from speaking and try to defend somebody that needs to be defended. All right. So for right now, I don't want deal with it. You can have all the stories that you want to put out there. And I could say this. I could say this. What up, bro? I could say this. One point in time, at one point in time, we were cool. At one point in time. At one point in time, we were cool. But guess what? When somebody started thinking they got the bigger head, the big head, and it start going every which way, it's cool. You do your thing, I do my thing. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna tune in. I'm not gonna do anything. And like I said, all them folks that had something to say, I mean, you come up here, you say it with your chest. Because right now, I plainly don't give a fuck about none of y'all motherfuckers who ain't there for me. I know I don't cuss like this all the time, but like I said, I'm tired. I'm tired. You can see it in my face. I'm tired. When somebody say they made me, my nigga, you did not make me. I got this shit out the mud. I got it out the mud. I came to you for advice. That ain't making nobody. That's asking for advice. That ain't towards making nobody. I made this shit here. And along the way, I had people that came up here and helped contribute to this. Mr. Brian Johnson, who I refer to as a very, very dear friend, always been down with me from the great country of Canada. Has been rocking with me ever since I started going live. When I had 4 motherfuckers in the live, in the chat, and probably about 3 people watching. And look where we at right now. Look where we at right now. So, my nigga, you didn't make me. You didn't make me. You damn sure ain't gonna break me. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this again. Keep my motherfucking name out your mouth. Because at the end of the day, keep pushing me. I'll fight with a fist. And be on and to be on top of that, I seen you. Yeah, we was at Tallahassee for the SWAC championship game. Yeah, we both was in the same fucking room. Nigga didn't want to shake my hand. Cool. Be the bitch that you are. Cause like I said, if I was on that type of time after 11 fucking hour drive with me and my mother to come enjoy ourselves for the weekend, I'd have beat your motherfucking ass in that damn house. And they probably would have had to call me from Leon County Jail. I'm letting it all out now. I let it all out now. Because you ain't had you didn't do shit when you see me. But then you went on your next show on a Monday and had all the motherfucking you had all the motherfucking words to say what you want to say. At the same time, yeah, they have bitch niggas roll. Don't say shit. They avoid. Nah, because you got all that smoke on your show. You should have had all that smoke when you see me in person. You should have had all that smoke when you see me in person. Because believe me, it would have went down to Tallahassee on everything. I don't say shit. I don't say nothing. That's just me. I don't say nothing. I be letting shit roll off my back and stuff like that. Just let everything go one ear out the other. But not today. Not today. Not today. People had a lot of smoke. But I'm gonna just be real with you. Don't say shit to me. Don't say shit about me. Because from now on, I'm standing on business. Like a real nigga do. Like a real nigga do. I'm standing on business. Keep disparaging my name, my nigga. You gonna find a lawyer in your motherfucking house. And that's on everything I love. So I'm gonna be honest with you, Ed. Yeah, I'm fatherless too. My father died when I was 9 years old. My stepdad died when I was 37. I am 45 years old, y'all. I had two influential people in my life that has been gone for a very long time. And I'm gonna be just real honest with you. I'm gonna be real honest with you. It might shape me for who I am, but it did not cloud my judgment. Cause I learned from two of the best men that ain't here no more. I learned from my uncle who is only 15 years older than me. That man taught me how to be a man. That man taught me how to be. That man taught me how to balance a checkbook. That man taught me how to play basketball. That man taught me how to play football. That man has been everything in my life. He is not my father, but that man is like a father figure to me. But that's all right though. Cause I give my big ups to my uncle, to my dad, to my stepdad. But I'm gonna give the biggest props to my mama because at the same time, she the one who birthed me. She the one who damn near killed my ass when I got in trouble for shoplifting. And she the one who sent me to my uncle to let him raise me to be a man. And like my mama used to, my mama said this: when you talk bad about me, you talk bad about her. So I just got tired. I just got tired of motherfuckers just try me. Just try to try me. And that shit that you pulled, talking bad about Tamona, man, yeah, I wish I would see you again. Because it's on site. It's on site. It's on site. And Simona, I don't know if you're watching, but I understand what's going on, but I do want to apologize to you, because at the end of the day, you are a friend to me, and that's one thing I don't never want to do, is to lose a friend like you. So if somebody wanna clip this and everything, it's cool. But I think I done cleared the air. And let's talk about some football, because it's week 11, y'all. It's week 11, and we got some great games. I wish I could get this now to come up, but it ain't coming up. And on par with for me tonight is Mr. Ford. How you doing, Mr. Ford?
Hey, can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Hey, what's going on, man?
I'm doing good. I'm just have to let some things go. No.
Yeah, I heard Mr. Mona last night, and I was listening to you. You know, you got to remember one thing, Doc. Them people, that guy's a distraction, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he is, a distraction, man. He's just
Yes,
like
sir.
Trump and then Diddy and them. All them folks are distractions, man. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
that's
Yes,
what
sir.
that's all about. You know, but what it means is you're making headways. You're doing good. And see, when you're doing well and you're making an impact, especially a positive impact, that's when the devil comes after you. You
Yes,
got to
sir.
remember that, man. That if you wasn't doing nothing, the devil wouldn't bother you. But
Yes,
see,
sir.
you doing something good. That's why he coming after you like that. But like
Yes,
I
sir.
said, man, that dude is a distraction. Like I never forget years ago when he first came on the scene, I used to listen to you know them guys on ONG Strike Zone. One of them is from Tallahassee. His name is
Brian.
not Brian. Brian is from Indianapolis. The one that always wears the FAMU stuff, right? What's his name? Isn't it Mike?
Kelvin.
Kevin.
Mike. Oh,
Kevin SD, and I never forget. You know what he called it? He said he was a clown. And to me, that has always stuck with him. He's a clown. And I think we given him too much space in our head, man. Because personally, you want to know the truth about the whole thing. He's a man, but he has
Yes,
a
sir.
woman's personality. He has an effeminate mind. He really does. He has an effeminate mind.
Woo.
Yeah.
I just I just had to clear that, because I just got tired. When you get tired, when you don't do nothing, like I said, I got bullied before when I was younger. But I'm 45 years old. I got 2 kids. And if they would have seen this, I don't want them to be like, well, my daddy don't do nothing. My daddy not gonna do nothing because he let people walk over him. And I'm tired of it. I'm definitely tired of it. And if y'all don't think so, y'all can see it in my face. And I think that's some part of the reason why my health had deteriorated for a bit, because of the simple fact that I just got tired. I just, in a sense, I kind of wanted to give up.
Yeah.
I wanted to give up, and I just think about it. It's like, I was thinking about it today when I was here. I've been at home all day, and it's been raining all day here.
Yeah. Let me ask you something, Doc. You gotta You got a Bible in front of you?
I've always have a Bible. It's on my
Okay.
phone.
Let me tell you where I want you to go.
Yes, sir.
Go to the 27th Psalm. Go to the 27th Psalm.
Mm-hmm.
And see, I want you to see something in the 27th Psalm. Why? These distractions don't matter, man. You got it in front of you. Go to the 27th Psalm.
All right. Let me sign in.
Yeah, go to that.
Since I signed in. And if all my squares know, they know the reason why I have a Bible in front.
Yeah.
Waiting for it to pull up. All right. Let me go ahead. Trying to. Where is it at? Where is it at? There you go.
You see it?
Yeah.
Read that. You can just read a little bit. Watch it. See, one thing people have to realize, when we talk, it's nothing. But when you read the words of the Bible, you activate angels. And that's when things get cleared up. So read some of that. Read that right there. 27 Psalm.
Man, it's the Psalm of David. Ironic. Because that's my name.
Yeah.
The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock, and now shall my head be lifted up above my enemies round about me. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy. I will sing praises unto the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice, have mercy also upon me, and answer me. When thou sayest, seek ye my face, my heart said unto thee, thy face, Lord, will I seek. Hide not thy fear far from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not, neither forsake me, O God of my salvation. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of my enemies. Deliver me.
Wait, let me stop you right there. You good now? You just read the words of your making creator. You good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we can talk football.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other time you need me, let me know. I got some more for you to read too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've been trying to get this slides to work, and it's still not working for some reason. I don't know what's up with my thing. I don't know what's up with it, but we just gonna go ahead and we gonna talk some football, man.
Yeah. Come on. Like I told you, it's a distraction, man. All it means is that you're making headway. Like you just said, your viewership is increasing, and that's jealousy. You know what that is, man. Like they say, Minister Farrakhan used to say, when a guy's jealous of you, he will kill you. You got to understand that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you good.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the D2 football because we got some good implications on these right here. We got quite frankly, one game. This is a rivalry game right here. Fayetteville State going on the road to take on Winston-Salem State. This game is at Bowman Gray. This is going to be a good one right here. From my knowledge, this is going to be a good one right here.
I got Fayetteville. Who beat Johnson C. Smith?
Fayetteville State. Fayetteville beat them by they shut them out.
I was about to say I'm with Fayetteville from now on. I'm with Fayetteville. I'm with them, bro. I know the guy in the head coach related to Billy Hayes. Isn't he related to? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
It might. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I'm gonna go against you.
You go with Winston-Salem?
Yeah, I think they're gonna have a terrific season. I think they're gonna end the season 7-3. I think they're gonna make the playoffs.
Wait a minute. You said Winston-Salem or Fayetteville?
Winston-Salem.
Oh, okay. Winston-Salem? They 6-3. What's Fayetteville's record?
They are 5-4.
Darn, and they knocked Johnson Smith out.
Mm-hmm. But I kind of knew that was gonna. But I kind of knew that was gonna be a tough one though.
Oh, was that in Charlotte or was it in Fayetteville? When they played Johnson?
That was in Charlotte.
They knocked him off in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
That was in Charlotte, and yeah, I think they were going to be some trouble because Fayetteville's always going to come out with being a good defensive team. I never thought in my wildest dream that they would actually shut this team down because this team had been going on all cylinders for the longest, since the beginning of the season. So, I'm gonna go with Winston-Salem, and I'm going to say they win by. I say they win by a touchdown or less.
You wait a minute. You say that Fayetteville will lose to Winston-Salem by a touchdown?
By a touchdown or less.
Okay. I'm gonna go with that. Listen, I think if they beat Johnson C. Smith, they hot. So I'm gonna go with I'm going with Fayetteville. Now who's the defending CIAA champs?
The defending CIAA champs
is it Fayetteville?
No, it's Virginia Union.
Oh, it's Virginia Union. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In next on my list, and this all CIAA, because I'm not going with no other lower teams and nothing like that because they get ready to end their season like these Bluefield and Shaw, who had a good season. To me, I feel like they had a good season. They get ready to end their season, but this is a rivalry game right here. Johnson C. Smith on the road to Salisbury, North Carolina, to take on the Livingstone Bears.
That's Sean Gilbert, right?
Yes, sir. That's Sean Gilbert's team right there. Playing on that light blue field. If you haven't seen the pictures of that field, y'all doing yourself in disservice and injustice.
Livingstone, aren't they the Blue Bears? What are they? The Blue Bears?
Blue Bears. The Blue Bears.
Give me Johnson C. Smith.
You know it's a rivalry game.
Yeah, I know they gonna rectify them problems. Listen, man, that Flowers guy is hot, man. He's a hot commodity, man. You know what? I think that guy might get some job offers, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Johnson C. Smith, and I'm like this again. This is going to be a close one.
Hey, Miss Whitley.
This is going to be a close game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because like I said, Johnson C. Smith was, I think Ken Rashad said this on their show on Monday, because I listened to it Monday, that the easy part of their schedule was early in the season. I don't think Tuskegee was easy. They just beat them soundly.
Well, what about that whooping Clark CAU put on them last week? You know Clark beat Tuskegee last week, right?
That's correct.
Brother Teddy Keaton.
That's correct. Oh yeah. We're gonna get to him because
we're gonna get to him.
He was on First Take this morning.
Yeah. I know that they were supposed to come to the AU Center. I was in school, but I heard about it.
Yeah, they was there today. But yeah, they didn't have to play Virginia Union. They did beat Virginia State. They did beat Winston-Salem. They beat Shaw. They beat most of everybody on their schedule except for Fayetteville State. And I think I think that with this game it's going to be a tough one. But I got Johnson C. Smith by 10 in this game. It ain't gonna be a blowout, but I got them by 10 in this game.
Yeah.
And last but not least, it's the Battle of Virginia. You got Union on the road to Petersburg to play Virginia State.
Yeah, that's gonna be a biggie. That's gonna be a big.
That is a big one.
Dr. Henry Frazier and Dr. Alvin Parker, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Miss Kim, thank you for the donation. I appreciate you. Yes, sir. It's the battle of the doctors. I'm just put it like that. Virginia Union been on the roll. We all know what happened last week. They went out and destroyed Bluefield by 91. Shut them out.
Listen, that got a lot of national notoriety this week too, because he said he wasn't trying to do that. But my thing is, how can you not try to score 90 points?
Right.
Yeah, he got a lot of notoriety for that this week.
Right. And I think Jada Byers only played one half of football.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So when you think about it, he didn't have to do too much. I know he's over 1,000 yards this season. But Virginia State got a running game too. They got a good quarterback here, Romello Williams, who is efficient. But my thing that I want to see is can the Trojans stop that rushing attack of Union? That is the name of the game. Stop the rushing attack. Stop Jada Byers. You can beat Virginia Union. But if you stop the rushing attack, they also have a passing game too. They do have a quarterback.
I was about to say that. That's more than a notion to stop Virginia Union's rushing attack now. That guy's averaging what is he averaging, over 100 yards a game?
Mm-hmm. Way over 100 yards a game.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because in the NFL looking at him,
they need to. I know
I thought they were.
They
I
have been.
thought I
I know they
read
were,
something.
but they
Yeah.
really need to. Maybe not for. I'm gonna say maybe not for being a 3-down running back, but maybe for a special team as far as a kick returner, punt returner.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you can get them to get your foot. Basically, like I said, you get your foot in the door playing on special teams. You would do a lot of things in the NFL.
Have you seen him play in person?
Not in person, but I watched him on TV. I did watch him on TV, and
Well, let
I
me ask
know
you this.
first of all, he like 5. I know he like 5'6", 5'7".
But I was gonna ask you, is he as good as Tariq Cohen?
Now, when people talk about Tariq, they was like people said that Tariq was dynamic.
He was, man. I saw him in person 2 or 3 times.
They said Tariq was dynamic, and I'm like, man, I never would thought that he was dynamic until I had to, I went and watched a video of him, and I'm like, oh yeah, you can't,
That's all
teach what
Cohen.
he got. Yeah,
That's all
you
Cohen
can't.
about that celebration. The first Celebration Bowl.
Oh
Was
yeah.
he dynamic? Shoot, ask them. Ask Jay Hobson and the boys. They'll tell you. That's what I'm saying. Is he as good as Tariq?
I think he can be on the same level as Tariq, but I know he's like when it comes to running between the tackles, I think Jada got him a little bit.
Yeah, you think Jada got him?
Jada got him a little bit because he can run between the tackles. If you give him a good offensive line, then yeah, you can do some damage with him.
Yeah.
So now we're going into the CIAA. It's your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah. First game on the list. You already know. Down in Columbus, Georgia.
I'm supposed to be headed that way tomorrow.
We got the Fountain City Classic. Albany State taking on the Dirty Blue.
Yeah.
From Fort Valley.
Yeah.
Both teams have been peaking at the right time. Especially since early in the season. Because both of those teams did
but I was shocked that Albany State lost to Savannah State. You wasn't shocked about that?
Yeah.
I was shocked.
I think I was shocked. Like I said, I was shocked when Clark lost to Savannah.
Yeah, I was too. So they knocked off 2 of the biggies. Because now, the SIAC has done away with divisions now. So all these games count. Because right now we know that Miles will be the host team. But the thing is, who will be the second team?
That'll be the thing. Because now you got to go in and it's all the things that you got to play out now. Okay, so Clark Atlanta lost 2 games already. They lost 2 games. They lost to Miles. They lost to Savannah State.
Yeah. Fort Valley, what about them?
Fort Valley, let me get it today's schedule. Let me get to the standings. So Fort Valley only loss was to Clark. Albany State's only one of their losses was to Clark.
Albany State lost to Clark?
Yeah, Albany State. Or did Albany State even play Clark this year?
No, they didn't play Clark. Albany State didn't play Clark.
Okay, so I got Clark's schedule.
Okay.
All right. So they did beat Fort Valley. That was the first game of the season.
Right.
That was in Fort Valley. That's when we found out that David Wright threw for 7 touchdowns in that game.
Right. That's right.
Over 400 yards. They beat, of course. So they didn't play Albany because now you're on a rotating schedule now. So they didn't play Albany. They did play Allen. Remember the Flomo game was a tie because of the weather and also because of the travel restrictions that they had, because they had to get back to I don't know if they had to get back to the airport to fly back to Atlanta. Of course they beat Bethune, but when it comes to Division II playoffs, they don't count. That really doesn't matter. It all matters, it only matters on the back end of that. Yeah, we beat a Division I team. They beat Lane. Of course, they lost to Savannah State by a touchdown. They beat Central State. Central State was a tough one too, because they beat them by 5, but it was a low score. You know what I'm saying? They had them guys up there like, I don't know, they was discombobulated, because I watched some of that game and it's like, it don't make no sense. Of course, they got destroyed by Miles.
I was there.
And then they beat Tuskegee last weekend, which that was a good one right there.
Yeah.
That was a good one, but I think Tuskegee got some things they can work out, and then of course they got Morehouse tomorrow.
Yeah, they should run the score up on Morehouse tomorrow.
Right. So let's go in and look at Fort Valley. Fort Valley schedule. Of course, lost to Clark. They beat Kentucky State. Lost to Delta State by 3.
Right.
Shut out Savannah State. Defeated Edward Waters. Close win against Allen. High scoring game on that one. Of course, they lost to South Carolina State. Now, you don't count that if you're trying to do playoff implications. Beat Morehouse. They beat Benedict. And of course, they got Albany. So in order for Fort Valley to get in to that championship game, they would have to have Clark lose tomorrow, which we all know.
Yeah, that's not happening. No. Yeah, Morehouse has won one game or 2 games?
Morehouse only won 1.
1 game, okay.
Mm-hmm. Morehouse only won 1 game. Albany State and Tuskegee can kind of get themselves into there if, of course, Clark loses if they lose tomorrow. But they also had to have let's see. Of course, Miles is getting in. They ain't gonna. That's no issue right there.
Yeah, Miles is the class of the SIAC. I really don't see anybody being able to beat them.
Right.
They're too strong in the interior, offensively and defensively. They're too strong.
Well, really, Tuskegee can't get into the championship game because they still got. Well, they can, but it's still hard for them because they needed Clark to lose twice. Because everybody else on their schedule that they played either had a losing record. So yeah, it's gonna be hard. I don't see them getting into the championship game.
Now, Fort Valley has a big time quarterback, right? Isn't that kid from Florida somewhere? He's about 6'3", 6'4", can throw it. They got a quarterback down there at Fort Valley.
Oh, Kelvin Durham.
Yeah. He's about 6'3", 6'4", and he can spin it. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that guy at Fort Valley, that head coach, gets another job, man. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not want A&M to get rid of Maynard, but
Mm-hmm.
after the Southern game, I do think it's time for a change. I'm hoping they get Sam Shade, man. I was so impressed with Sam Shade, man.
Well, from um, well, if you think about it, from what I heard, that uh, um, Magnus' contract ain't up until next year. From what I heard, that's little birdie on the street told me. Dang.
So what they would have to pay him? What, about 300,000-400,000? How much would they have to pay to get rid of him?
I'd probably say about 300,000.
I think they're gonna get rid of him, man. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I watched that Southern game on HBCU Go, and I was like, "This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous." I think that he needs a change, and A&M needs a change too.
Yeah. A lot of fans saying that, and a lot of fans are saying that, and they'll need that change. They saying that, they saying that, just a lot of people saying that they need to go. They just need
I
to.
think I initially after the Magic City Classic, I still felt good about A&M, but after the Southern game, I was like, "Oh man, uh-uh." Mm-mm. But I just hope I hope they would give Sam Shade a chance, man. I'd love to see Sam Shade in Normal, Alabama, man, on that hill, brother. I think he'll do wonders for Alabama.
And I think, yeah, Mr. Jackson, I think A&M does have good talent.
Yeah,
They do have the talent.
yeah.
I just think they couldn't get it done when they don't have, with Maynard doesn't have an elite quarterback to kind of hide some of the deficiencies that they had.
And the defense is ridiculous up there. That's what I'm saying in that Southern game. I was just so tore up about that defense, man. They couldn't make that stop. I mean, listen, man. Come on now. You got to stop somebody sometime.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, Clark, to get into the SIAC championship, they would have to have Fort Valley lose tomorrow because they have the edge over them.
Yeah, they do.
Albany State can get themselves in there. Albany State can get themselves in there if, first game they lost to Valdosta State. We had talked about that.
That was a blowout, right? Wasn't that a blowout?
Yeah, 42-10.
Yeah, that was a blowout.
The shocker was when they lost to Shaw in that second game.
That's right. Are you right? And that was in Albany.
That was Albany, yeah.
Yeah, that was in Albany.
So, of course, they did play Central State. They beat Central State. They beat Kentucky State. They beat Allen. They lost to Miles. They beat Morehouse. They beat Edward Waters, and they lost to Savannah State.
Right.
Now, like, if they really want to get up in there, they have to beat Fort Valley tomorrow, and they would have to hope that Clark loses tomorrow. But we all said this, they ain't losing tomorrow.
They're not losing tomorrow. That's a blowout for Clark. I'm gonna be honest with you. If Clark has to have a rematch with Miles College for the SIAC, it's not gonna be pretty.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have the interior people to play Miles.
Okay.
We don't have it.
I think Keaton is more of Eastern. I would think he more. You get him in the Carolinas, like especially like A&T.
Yeah, because let me tell you something. Yeah. They definitely gonna make a change, but oh man, I still say they got to get out of that darn. They got to come back to the MEAC, man.
So, Fountain Cities Classic, who you got? You got Fort Valley, you got Albany. Now, you close to Albany, right?
Yeah, my mother's a graduate of Albany State. On my dad's side, they were Fort Valley people. I can't pick that. That's a old rivalry from way back. That's generational, and I can't call it. I can't pick it, man.
You can't pick it.
I can't
I'm
pick
pick.
it. You got?
I got Albany.
Oh, you picking what's it? Quinn Gray.
I'm picking Quinn Gray.
Quinn Gray. Well, you know what? That's why I want to see what they look like, because I haven't seen Albany State this year. I want to get down there and analyze it. Look at them.
They got a quarterback named Isaiah Knowles.
Yeah, I've heard that name. That's right.
He's a good one.
Now, where's he from? What's his hometown?
I think he's from Georgia.
Is he from Atlanta?
I don't know about Atlanta, but I might have to start looking at some of these teams that the depth chart, the roster. So I could be more educated about this.
Yeah, I can't pick it tomorrow, man. That's gonna be cats and dogs tomorrow, man. That's gonna be a fight, because hey, that's family right there. Like I told you, one part of my family is Fort Valley, and the other part, my mother's family, is all Albany State.
Right.
Yeah, they, at one time, that's all they. If a person on my mother's side of the family was going to go to college, they were going to Albany State. On my dad's side, if they were going to go to college, it was Fort Valley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how
Darius. Let me see what you say. Who I got? I got Johnson C. Smith in the game tomorrow, man. I got him. Yeah. I got him in tomorrow. So
I do too. Listen, I think he might get a job offer somewhere. Coach Flowers. I think he might move up.
I think A&T calling him right now.
Yeah, I'm like, somebody just said Gibbs. I would think they would be calling Gibbs.
Gibbs, yeah, I would say Gibbs because he had the pedigree. He knows about.
Yeah, he worked there for many years, didn't he?
Yeah, he worked there. Did he play there too? Yeah, did he play there too?
I thought he was a Central guy. I thought he went to Central.
If he went to Central, okay. But if he coached there, yeah, he knows the ins and outs of that school. Give him, yeah, but it now, A&T need to be beat down every coach that's winning right now.
Yeah, man. Listen, I wish we could call Jerome. I got some questions. Brother Jerome, I need to talk to Jerome tonight.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I got some questions for him tonight. I'm thinking about him while I was at school the other day.
Okay.
Hey, Brother Jerome, if you hear us, call in. Mr. Mona, call Brother Jerome. Tell him Miss Ford need to ask him some questions. I need to talk with him. About VI Love, Jackson State. I need to ask him some administrative questions. Because I thought something I thought was kind of, we'll talk about it, though. I don't want to get too far ahead. Hey, Brother Jerome, call in.
Hey, Jerome, you hear that?
Yeah, Mr. Mona, tell Brother Jerome to call in. I got some questions for him. I was thinking about him the other day.
Oh, man. Oh, so we got the battle of the AUC tomorrow, Clark, Atlanta. And we got Morehouse over at BT Harvey across the way. We all said this. It's going to be Clark. I don't know how about money. I don't know how many.
Oh, it's gonna be big because Clark got that quick offense, man. I watched them now. One thing they can do, they exciting out there. You know, they run them 4 wides. One of them wide receivers on that outside, he's exciting, man.
Oh yeah,
He can go.
what was that? Armand? Is it Armand Wood or Armand Clark?
I can't remember his name, but he tough. I did see that in that because you remember when they played Miles, Clark scored first. I felt like that pissed him off because Clark scored first with that quick game.
Mm-hmm.
They scored first, but that was it.
Oh man, we done summed up Jerome now.
Yeah, did he get in yet? I need to talk to him.
Hey, we go look. Clark Atlanta by 40 tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go, baby. Clark Atlanta by 40. That's right, baby. Clark Atlanta by 40.
Hey, you know what? I needed this laugh, y'all. I needed this laugh. Oh man, I can't keep myself in the dumps like that, y'all. I think look, it's about to be a new year.
Yeah.
I said this. I was talking to some people at work. I'm like, shoot, I'm about to get me a passport because I do work at Walgreens and we do take passport photos. So I'm going to get me a passport and I am going to start traveling more before I turn 50. I can't do it. And speak of the devil, man.
Mr. Ford, Doc Holiday, what's going on?
Black man, what's up, man?
I was thinking about you the other day. I got to ask you this, man. Listen.
Yes, sir.
I was talking to one of my coworkers. She Jackson State.
Yes, sir.
And this is why I said I got to talk to you. I asked her, I said, what's Jackson State enrollment? And she told me under 6,500. And I said, how in the hell can Jackson State be under 6,500 when I remember when they was at 10,000 and 9,000? What the hell? How can Jackson State be that low? That's lower than Albany State.
Yeah, so it is climbing back up. There's been a couple of variables. Like one of the the student apartments, it's offline due to mold. Should be back up in the spring if I'm not mistaken. And then we've got a really big dorm on campus. I believe it's McAllister Whiteside that's offline due to mold as well. So if I'm not mistaken, that will be back online in the spring, and that'll definitely help enrollment. But with respect to the the water situation in the past, which has been rectified at least for the campus, and then just some other variables, it kind of fell. But the university is still high productivity, high research, doing amazing things. But we've got some things in motion to boost enrollment starting this spring. So
well, let me ask you that. Let me ask you this, Brother Jerome. Now I know you remember, Doctor, you probably remember too. Now you remember Dr. Myers said one of her goals was that Jackson State would be the largest Black university in America as far as enrollment. What happened to that goal?
So she brought that goal from A&T, because she was on A&T staff under Dr. Rennick.
Right.
And that is very much so still a goal for Jackson State. And you're going to begin to see like a really big push from the online space with JSU Online, which was recently voted by Forbes magazine as the #1 online program for HBCUs. But of course, in person as well. So whether it's a mixed use approach with a new on-campus dorm that the university is trying to get across the finish line. If I'm not mistaken, it'll be like 680 beds. And then, of course, there's some downtown developments that, with some partnerships that our students are utilizing. So you're going to see a mixed kind of omni-channel approach on how we're going to get our enrollment back up. But with the A&T approach, it was what you call smart growth. The way they've been able to become the nation's largest HBCU. And, it started over 20 years ago, back in 2000. And they just, implemented a very strategic plan, and they've been adding on that plan ever since. So that's what
it started when I was in school.
Well, let me ask you that now, Brother Jerome. What was your enrollment while Deion Sanders was your head coach?
It was about, well, it was kind of the same. I think it was a little bit higher, maybe around 7,000, maybe 7,200. So, coming out of COVID though, Mr. Ford,
Uh,
um, colleges across the nation have seen a decline in enrollment.
okay.
HBCUs have seen an adverse effect. Our enrollment, well, at least our applications have gone through the roof, and quite a few HBCUs have seen enrollment increases. But you got to have, of course, support from the state when it comes to deferred maintenance and facility upgrades and just providing more on-campus, off-campus housing. So like we see with Alabama A&M, I believe their enrollment now is about over 7,000. And that's because they've been able to get, more funding from the state with respect to, new dorms, some student apartments around campus. So it's a multifaceted approach. But, we'll get back to about 9,000 within a couple of years. I'm not worried about that.
One of the ironic things that the young lady did tell me was that Mississippi Valley's enrollment has increased. Was that
Yes.
true?
Yeah, their president, he's done a wonderful job, really since Bynum left Valley. He's done a great job of just being a consistent leader, someone that individuals trust. He's done a great job marketing. He's targeting a lot of out-of-state students. So that's really been. I think they're probably the only university in like public institution in Mississippi that's probably seen year-over-year growth over the last 4 or 5 years. So honestly, Valley is a pretty decent, destination. It's not as remote as Alcorn.
Right,
Valley, like I think right outside of Mississippi Valley and
right.
being there's what, like Greenwood or Greenville. Um, so there's some type of commerce and things like that for students to be able to take advantage of, as opposed to like Alcorn. To me, Alcorn is kind of a hard sell because it's so remote. But
Now, where is Alcorn at 3 or 4,000?
I believe they're at like 3,600.
Okay, is
Lower.
that an
They're
increase?
they're lower than that.
Yeah.
Last time the numbers was they was probably about a little bit over 2,900.
And Doc, you see how I'm ignoring this Jeremiah Clark right here? That's how I want you to ignore off script. You see how I'm ignoring him because he's what you call a distraction. You see how I'm ignoring him? That's how I want you to do off script. Same way. But listen, I'm just saying, when did your decrease take place? Now, at one time you were at 10,000, right? Well, Jackson was at 10, right?
I don't think we was
So
ever
that-
at 10.
You never got you were never at 10.
It was very close under Myers. And then,
Right.
When she stepped down, we still had a pretty good enrollment. But, with, again, some of those variables that we talked about previously factored in with, just things that are beyond the university's control, we began to see like a decrease. And the university is definitely working to get back. They have a very aggressive campaign. And here's the thing, for all the Jacksonians in the chat, I encourage all of you, wherever you live, please feel free to like volunteer at some of these college fairs in your respective cities, because college is a business, and our other universities are Jackson State's competitors. So we need you there, to disseminate really wonderful information, up to date information, so that we can, of course, all collectively help to push that enrollment back up.
Bergeron, let me ask this question. What percentage of Jackson State's student body is from outside of Mississippi, from out of state?
So I don't have a definitive number. Yeah, I don't have a definitive number or percentage, but it's still relatively high.
Would it be 30 or 40% of your students are out of state students?
I think that's a good, good guesstimate, about maybe 40%. Because you got to remember, Jackson State historically is that school in Mississippi that has always had the most out of state students,
right?
Compared
to yeah. Okay.
And not just HBCUs, but like, Ole Miss and all that as well. It's just been a destination for a lot of folks. And that's going to be a great, strategy as well as we play games in Chicago next year and other
Right.
markets.
Yeah.
They're heavily retargeting, those markets. As a matter of fact, this weekend we've got high school day. There's a whole lot of students from Chicago. I was looking at their Facebook page, the Chicago alumni chat. Really got a lot of students coming down. There's students from Atlanta, Houston, just all over the place. So if we
Right.
can ramp that up, which I know we will, that's also going to be an important piece to increase enrollment.
Now, I read one time, now y'all get a lot of students from Kansas City and from St. Louis, right?
We do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
St.
I
Louis.
read St. Louis, yeah, St. Louis and Kansas City,
Yeah,
right?
I haven't really had new to me people from Kansas City, but I know a lot of folks from St. Louis.
St. Louis, yeah.
I know
Yeah.
because it was like a 7-hour drive right there, if I'm not mistaken. Or yeah, that's like a 5.5-hour drive, if I'm not mistaken, from Jackson to St. Louis.
To St. Louis, right?
Yeah.
And put it in the chat if y'all know what's the because I know it's 2.5 hours to Memphis from Jackson, and I know it's what's that? I think it's like a 12-hour drive from like a 10-11-hour drive from Chicago, something like that.
During the 30s, during the Great Depression, even though the Great Depression was going on, Kansas City and St. Louis were booming, and a lot of black and white Mississippians moved to Kansas City and St. Louis, not only in Mississippi, but also in Arkansas. You remember when you read about Maya Angelou, some of her childhood took place in Arkansas, but it also took place in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And out of that transformation of what was going on, especially in Kansas City, that's where we got the bebop jazz from.
Right.
That came out of Kansas City, Missouri.
Is that what Michael Jackson sang that song? I'm going to Kansas City. Here I come.
Yeah. You had them people like Count Basie, Charlie Parker. It was like a rebellious music away from the big band jazz of Duke Ellington and Louis Armstrong. And then you had these new people like Dizzy Gillespie, he was bebop. Charlie Parker was bebop. Count Basie was bebop. But all of that was out of Kansas City, Missouri.
And Mr. Ford, here's a fun fact. So Dizzy Gillespie is my grandmother's first cousin. They're both from Chereau, South Carolina. And they both attended what's called the Laurinburg Institute in North Carolina, which was formed by some Tuskegee alumni. But the Laurinburg Institute produced so many really wonderful African Americans during that time, even up through the 70s. Not just from jazz, blues, but also professional athletes and academics. So, it's just a fun fact. But no, I'm gonna tell you, a couple of years back, maybe about 2010, I was on campus for homecoming, and I was in the student union. And I happened to run up on this old head Sonic Boomer. He was in the boom back in I think in the late 60s, maybe early late 60s. And he'd said exactly what you were talking about, during that time, all the way even through the 70s, they had a large contingent of students that came from St. Louis and Kansas City. It was kind of like a pipeline. And not just, band members, but also just regular students. And the culture that they brought with him, he was just talking about how it just really greatly influenced not only the boom, but also, the campus life. So I don't know where that pipeline, maybe like you said, with the Great Migration and folks going out of Mississippi, up the Mississippi River to St. Louis, et cetera. But but I'll say this with respect to enrollment, a lot of times we do get fixated on enrollment. We got to have smart growth. And I actually learned that a while back, because sometimes we see these huge spikes with certain HBCUs, and it's not smart growth because a lot of times we put these kids in these hotels, and it may be that the financial aid didn't all the way go through, and we triple book these dormitory rooms, and then you see this big crash maybe a year or two later. So we got to take that North Carolina A&T approach with respect to making sure we got the right type of facilities in place, whether it's just mixed use housing, whether it's on campus, off campus student apartments, et cetera. We just got to make sure we do it the right, as well as online learning. Got to make sure we do it the right way to make sure it's sustained growth. And that's how, to me, A&T has been the only one. We've seen Howard in the 90s. They were about 10,000 students in the 90s, and we've seen them kind of dip up and down. But they've been the only school to like really sustain their growth for the last 20 years. And I think they're now at 14,000, like over 14,000 students.
Yeah, they're over 14,000 students.
That's right. Yeah, that's true.
But
so you got so when you think about it, I think it's A&T is the biggest public HBCU right now at 14,000, and I think right along you got.
So normally it's like it's A&T, it's Howard, Norfolk State normally has a large enrollment.
Yeah.
And then you've got like Florida A&M, and I think Albany State is now in that mix since they've merged with.
Don't forget them Texas schools now, Prairie View and Texas
Prairie
Southern.
and Texas Southern.
Don't forget them.
They about to hit 10,000.
Texas Southern. Yeah, I was about to say Texas Southern is close to 10,000. Not Texas Southern. Prairie View.
No, Prairie View. No, both of them. No, actually, both of them are about to be close to 10,000.
But here's the thing: if these states, even Morgan State, their enrollment is, I think they're about 10,000 now. But that's because Maryland is a bit more progressive when it comes to funding HBCUs as opposed to. So when you look at it holistically, if all these states really just gave these schools half of what they needed, all of our enrollment would be over 10,000. Like all the flagship schools in every state would be over 10,000. The focal issue for all these schools, at least the flagship schools, is not demand. It's housing. Like we've got to have housing to accommodate all these applicants. And even though Jackson State's enrollment is kind of dipped a little bit and it's coming back up, the level of productivity and the academic dexterity is still there. We just got to get the enrollment up to increase revenue and some other variables as well. But yeah, we're coming back, so it's all good.
Oh yeah. Now, the reason I was asking because at Tennessee State, with Tennessee's population to be the way it is, they basically go out of their way to get a lot of out-of-state students. When you look at Tennessee State, you see a lot of kids from Mississippi, a lot of kids from Georgia, Alabama, Florida, Louisiana. If you look at their student enrollment, they go out of their way to get a lot of out-of-state kids.
And Tennessee and South Carolina kind of mirror each other because both states, they only have one public HBCU, which happens to be the land-grant school. Right. And both states have systematically over the last 50 or so years taken a lot of money that was supposed to be allocated to Tennessee State and South Carolina State, and they redistributed it to these little no-name schools. So that's why, like in South Carolina, you see a lot of Black students going to like USC Upstate or Aiken or Charleston Southern, like these little no-name schools, and same thing in Tennessee with Tennessee Tech and Tennessee Martin and all of that. All that money should have been going to Tennessee State and South Carolina State.
Well, as far as South Carolina State, I was told while I was at Myrtle Beach that all of the money that went to Coastal Carolina, that money should have gone to South Carolina State.
Absolutely. I've had Mr. Ford. I've had friends here in Charlotte who are just different HBCU alums, and they went to Orangeburg for the first time to the campus and said it felt like you were like time traveling because the buildings look so old. I feel so bad for them because you know what, Mr. Ford, I honestly feel bad. I feel like it goes back to that shooting they had on campus, similar to Jackson State.
The Orangeburg massacre. Yeah, that was '68, I think it was.
Yeah, I feel like it goes back. Yeah, I feel like it goes back to that. I felt like, because there were student protests and pushback from the Orangeburg community, I feel like the state of South Carolina has like held that against them all these years. So, hopefully, they can begin to get the funding they need because right next to Claflin, which is another great HBCU, it's a great destination, but they just need the funding like all of us, so.
Yeah. A few years ago, Nikki Haley recommended the closing of South Carolina State. Do you remember that?
I do, which is sad because Nikki Haley's dad taught at South Carolina State because no other institution in South Carolina will hire him because he was Indian.
Oh, she's forgotten that.
Exactly.
She forgot that.
Oh, how they truly forget.
Yeah, she forgotten that now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's get back to these football games.
Yeah, come on. Let's get back to the football. You're right.
We got one more. We got one more in the D2 ranks. We got Tuskegee. We got Tuskegee and Miles.
Nobody beat Miles, Doc. I done told you. I see Miles in person. Listen, that's going to be a beatdown over there at their homecoming. And let me tell you something. Don't be surprised tomorrow if Tuskegee have 30,000 paid attendance over there at that stadium. I'm serious now, because I've gone to their homecomings. Their homecomings are something else. But don't be surprised if Miles beat them by at least 20, like you said, 40. Don't be surprised.
Yeah. So
Tuskegee need to get back to them college days. I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah, that's what I've said. I've said all along that program is falling since Willie Slater.
It's homecoming.
Yeah, it's homecoming. But I felt that Tuskegee, after Willie Slater left Tuskegee, that program failed. And I don't believe that this guy, well, the people in Atlanta, some are blaming Ruffin, some are blaming, he was a quarterback, Aaron James. Yeah. Because it's a lot of Tuskegee graduates up here in Atlanta. This is one of their strongholds.
Well, I don't know, but yeah, Miles been on the roll. Shit, they won 6 in a row.
Nobody in the SIAC can handle Miles. Nobody.
They won 6 in a row at the start of the season, 0-2. Now, if they would not have lost to, was it West Georgia? Because they played West Georgia. They lost to them.
West Georgia's FCS, though, right?
Are they FCS?
Yeah. Matter of fact, the guy who's the head coach at West Georgia, he's a South Carolina State graduate.
Let me see. Let me see. I'm pulling
up.
And Doc, as you looking that up, hey man, Tuskegee, I'm gonna go down to their homecoming next year. Mr. Ford, their homecoming actually encompasses like 2 states. So what they do is like a lot of their young alumni, like let's say 50 and under, they all go to Atlanta like Thursday or Friday, and they just take over Atlanta and just party hard.
Oh, they do.
And then like Saturday morning, they all drive.
I take that back. I take that back. It's not West Georgia. It was West Alabama. It was West Alabama. They lost.
Oh yeah, they D2. I think West Alabama is D2.
Yeah, they lost to West Alabama by 1. It was 16-15. Where's Coach I heard Comedy is still in Jackson.
Yeah, that's what
I heard he was a high school coach at Callaway or something like that.
Yeah, I heard it.
I heard Comedy stay at Jackson now. So he's still in Jackson. He ain't going nowhere. After he left Valley.
He's got to be in his 70s now, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's got to be.
I hope the university is able to honor him and his teams.
He did well at Tuskegee. He won an NAIA championship at Central State.
Yeah.
And then Tuskegee bought him out of, Central and brought him to Tuskegee. And then Jackson State took him from Tuskegee to Jackson. I always had a lot of respect for Coach Comeridge. I did.
Valley came and got him, man.
Yeah. He beat Harold Jackson, didn't he?
Yeah, he beat us that next year when he got the coach. Yeah, they lost to West Alabama and Alabama State. And then since then they've been on a 6-game ass kicking spree in the SIAC.
Listen, the national media now is playing up your little running back and Alabama State's little quarterback. You know the guy we beat? I always tell y'all he looks like a high school kid.
Mm-hmm.
The media is playing him up. And you got a kid named Terrell. What's it, Bale? What's that kid's name from Atlanta, from Creekside?
Oh, Terrell, Travis Terrell.
Yeah, they getting ready to push them. They pushing them guys for freshman All-America because they saying that the kid at Alabama State saved Alabama State's season because he was like the 5th string quarterback. And they saying that your guy, Terrell, that he's up and coming, that, he's a guy they need to be looking at. So I read 2 articles this week where the national media were talking about them, the quarterback at Alabama State and your running back.
Mm.
And they also talked about Landy, your tight end. And
yeah.
you got a defensive lineman named Williams. What's Williams' name?
Jeremiah.
Yeah, they talked about him.
Yeah, we definitely got some talent over there.
Oh, y'all do, man. Y'all do. Y'all loaded. To me, the only other school to me that is close to y'all, maybe in talent, but they don't have the numbers, it got to be Hampton. Because I've seen Hampton. Hampton got some players, but I don't think they have as many as you have.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game when we play them next year in Chicago.
That's going to be, yes, it is. That's going to be a knockdown, drag out. Oh,
so we can all say we go with Miles in this game right here.
Oh, listen, by 40. By 40.
Football team and band.
Yeah.
Miles is
nice.
At least I did see some pictures though. They got some lights up.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was one of the goals. You know that Ruffin wants to join the SWAC or the MEAC. You know that. He's made that known. He wants to join the SWAC. They spent about $5 or $6 million on athletics at Tuskegee. If they're gonna spend that amount, then SWAC will be their best bet. Because that MEAC is very expensive. Because you on that East Coast, and the higher you go, the more expensive it is. So it would be better if they, was in the SWAC. It would be better for them.
Yep. Yeah. So they got lights and they want to play. They want to play night games. They want to be in the same number. That way they don't have to worry about playing all these day games. And
because that gets old.
It gets old.
That gets old.
Now the shed at Tuskegee, the shed at nighttime
is live.
It's gonna be sick next season.
That's right. Because that shed is live, bro.
I'm gonna tell you, Mr. Ford, they always have a really passionate fan base, similar to a SWAC school.
Yeah,
I remember in the 2000s, man, they would like travel. I remember they played. There was something called the Pioneer Bowl back in the 2000s.
I used to go to that. Oh,
and I remember one year they had it in Charlotte, and they played Johnson C. Smith. Man, they had way more fans than Johnson C. Smith. So they travel hard, man.
Oh yeah, man.
You can say that shed there to block the sun, but that shed be rocking when them students get up under there.
Hey man, they got to, they got the oldest classic in HBCU football, that Turkey Day Classic. That thing goes back to the 1920s, I think.
They should be coming up on 100 years, right?
Yeah, it might be 100 years. Because they started, well, it was, them and Alabama State on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, especially when they get ready to play ball and parlay. Yep.
Yeah,
shut it all
man.
down. They got their own play, and they bring, they do bring excitement in the crowd, a crowd excitement by like a SWAC school. So, going on to the Division I status, good into our independents. We got Tennessee State is
I think they're coming to North Carolina this week. Yeah.
Who are they playing?
I think it's Gardner Webb.
No. They don't play Gardner Webb. They don't play Gardner Webb. They play. They're playing Western Illinois.
Okay.
That might be rough. That's the Leathernecks.
Mm-hmm. But the Leathernecks ain't doing good this season.
Oh, they're not, because that's remember the linebacker from the Chicago Bears, Brian Cox.
Mm-hmm.
That was his school.
And I know who else was over there. I think Rodney Harrison went to school there too.
Oh, he went to
Western Illinois.
Well, Western Illinois, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they play Western Illinois. I know next week they will be in North Carolina next week, Jerome, when they play Gardner Webb.
Yeah, I might slide out there. We got a TSU Charlotte check. I might slide out there with them.
So yeah, I got Tennessee State in this one right here. even though they took a bump last weekend against UT Martin, I think they can bounce back.
And Doc, if they don't win the Ohio Valley this year, they ain't gonna never win it. Cause everybody gone.
Yeah.
Everybody went FBS. They got to win it this year. Now I know it's going to be tough out there against that school out there in Missouri. That what you call it, what they call it, SEMO.
SEMO.
Yeah, I know that's going to be rough. But they got to win. If they don't win that conference this year, they ain't gonna never win the OVC.
Well, they're talking about that conference is still looking to split up. Some members are looking to go to other conferences. So
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah. So just talking to some TSU folks, their athletic administration is being very proactive. We're looking at a different conference, namely the MEAC. So stay tuned for that.
The only thing with the MEAC is it's not the money maker that the SWAC is. They don't have the leadership in the conference office that the SWAC has. Yep. You know, I've said this over and over. That's why I get sick of them people talking about the MEAC better than the SWAC. How can they be better than the SWAC and you ain't got no leadership from your commissioner? And then when you had Dr. Dennis Thomason there for almost 20 years, he did nothing. Okay, but pat them president's hands. And then they talking about they better than the SWAC. You don't make the money, excuse me, you don't make the money the SWAC makes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the nerve to talk about you better than the SWAC? How?
I think it's just that black bourgeoisie over there.
It gotta be.
And where is it?
Listen, to me, they delusional.
And where is this? Who is this with?
Huh?
Who was this with?
The MEAC. I'm
MEAC.
just wondering how, they like to fold up their mouth and say that the MEAC is better than the SWAC. How can you say that?
I think it's just pride. They know when it comes to tradition, even up to today, with respect to what you just said, leadership, branding, the marching bands, they know we're a better conference. I think it's just the delusion of black bourgeoisie. Even when it comes to bands, they've got this HBCU band ranking, and the folks the person who's over is an A&T alum, and now that their football team is down, they just got to put their band as number one to have some sense of relevancy. But the whole East Coast, it's a lot of delusion.
Well, let me ask you,
I got a Howard alum up in here.
Well, let me ask you, do you remember last year they had a band contest before the Celebration Bowl, and they gave the award to North Carolina A&T, and it was awful. And I'm saying, why would you do that and you on national TV? And everybody knew Jackson's band was better than A&T's band, and they gave it to A&T.
You got a question?
Y'all remember that?
Timona.
Oh yeah,
I remember it.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
You got a question? Timona asked. She said, "What do you think about me at college SWAC ghetto?"
I told you they delusional. They're delusional.
What it is,
you got to answer, Timona.
What it is, a lot of people on the East Coast that I know who have gone to SWAC games. I got a couple of buddies here in Charlotte who are A&T alums. They went to the Magic City Classic this year, had the time of their life. They also went to the Boombox, and they all say, our culture is blackety black. Like it's just real soulful. And behind closed doors, they praise it, but on social media, etc., they'll try to degrade it because it's more authentic and more cultural than what you'll find on the East Coast. Because if y'all have been to MEAC games, they're very boring. There's not a lot of soul. There's not a lot of culture. You don't feel the atmosphere like you feel in the SWAC. So that's why they call it ghetto, because we're just we have more black culture.
Now, Bro Jerome, one thing I got to give them credit for, I did enjoy Norfolk's band when they came in and played FAM. I thought Norfolk's band was nice. What they call the Spartan Legion or whatever. I was very impressed with them, man. I really was.
And
Now,
their staff came from Jackson State, but
oh,
they've
for real?
always, yeah, Stephanie Sanders and William Bethea, they were on. Stephanie Sanders is a JSU alumna. William Bethea, he was percussion coordinator all through the 90s. And then they all left like in 99 and they went up to Norfolk with Orno Sanford. But even prior to that, Norfolk has always had a wonderful program.
Yeah. Yeah. When I visited Norfolk, Bro Jerome, I thought they were kind of like Southern. That when I walked on the campus, and the reason I kind of thought about Southern University, I tell the people all the time, to me, Southern should win in every sport. They sitting in a city of about 600,000 people, more than about 60, 70 miles from New Orleans. To me, they should win in everything. And that's the impression I got when I walked the campus of Norfolk State.
They should win everything, but
I'm gonna tell you, Norfolk, they've won the MEAC All Sports Award probably like every year the last 20 or so year, like or if not off and on. So outside of football, Norfolk is really that program when it comes to athletics in the MEAC. They are the standard because they always win those sports awards. They're always competitive from top to bottom. It's just football that they just haven't found that right coach to get them over the hump. But yeah, to your point, absolutely.
Mr. Mona, listen, I done said this to you over and over. Until Southern gets rid of that Roman Banks, that's who destroyed that football program, and he can't rebuild it. And until they get rid of Roman Banks, Southern is going to underachieve. They're going to underachieve.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'll say keep them.
No.
But no, I'm gonna tell you, Norfolk State, as you know, very big basketball school, even going back to the 70s.
Yeah, that's right. Bobby Dandridge and all that crew.
Mm-hmm. And just to see them continue to elevate, they got wonderful facilities, with the football stadium and the basketball arena.
Right.
But I think they're just one good hire away as far as football from dominating. They got a decent fan base there in Norfolk, especially during basketball season. They just need to wake up. They're kind of like a sleeping giant. Once they, because I remember those, what was it, the Battle of the Bay back in the 90s, early 2000s. We used to have well over 30,000, in attendance. But they just got to get a good football coach.
Well, listen, they get a chance to make that because Dawson's definitely out. So I'm waiting to see, who will they go after? Will they go after the Flowers? Will you go after Henry Frazier? Will you go after the guy at Virginia Union, Alvin Parker? Would you even go after Sam Shea? Because to me, like you said, Norfolk is a sleeping giant. You get the right person in there that's got a program. You come in there and organize and because listen, Norfolk itself filled with athletes. That whole area, that's called the Tidewater area.
Tidewater, that whole Tidewater. I mean,
that whole, because now that area gave you Allen Iverson, Aaron Brooks, Michael Vick, Lawrence Taylor, and Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of others, even from football and basketball. Like, it's just that Tidewater area reminds me of like parts of Florida, parts of Texas.
Right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh yeah. So they got a major decision to make now. I think there's a lady as the AD at Norfolk, and the president's a lady, right?
Been over there before.
Yeah, she.
I've only been there once,
yeah. So they got a big decision. I'm quite sure they're gonna. I would be surprised if they keep Dawson. I'd be surprised. I'd be shocked if they keep Dawson. He was leading Morgan State 24-7, and Morgan came back and beat him.
Yeah. So looking at some of the other schools in that area, like with A&T, I just think that's a lost cause. And if Central was smart, they would just, because there's a lot of talent in Charlotte too.
Yeah, yes it is.
they should definitely do like maybe Jackson State and Tennessee State, how we just kind of roped off the city of Memphis and had that classic. You know,
Right.
if Central was smart, now that A&T's out the way out of the MEAC, and you know, Central's doing very well football wise.
Yeah,
They should have their own classic maybe in Charlotte and just like take all the talent since A&T's like, you know, on their own little island. But yeah, Central's doing well. You know, they've got a good AD rocking and rolling in football and
yeah,
basketball.
yeah, they do.
You know, Hampton's doing their thing.
Yeah,
South Carolina State. So to me, it's good to see some of these schools reinvesting back into the programs.
yeah.
You know, so the future looks good. And I'll say,
I'm gonna be surprised. I'm gonna be surprised if Central can keep that guy Moulton. I've watched him on television. That guy knows what he's doing. He kind of reminds me of John Chaney type. Remember John Chaney up at Temple?
At Temple, yeah.
He kind of like that. He's very methodical. You know, his teams are well coached. They don't make a whole lot of mistakes. I sit there one night and I watched him beat North Carolina State. Now, what's his name? I know the last name is Moulton. What's his first name?
Are you talking about Lavelle Moulton?
Lavelle Moulton. Yeah. That guy's really good, man. That guy is really good.
But I'm going to tell you, you know, he's a brother, even though he's a phenomenal coach, he's someone, he ain't going nowhere. Like, he is definitely sold to NCCU and the Black community there.
Right.
And there's a lot of schools that have gone after him. I think Coach K used to, you know, sing his praises and advocate for the school to come pick him up. But he was like, nah, man, I'm down with Central.
He's a good coach. I've watched him, man. That guy is really good. Like, you know, you got Moulton as basketball coach. You got Trey Oliver as football coach. That's pretty good, man. That's outstanding.
They just need some better facilities, man. You know, Central compared to Oregon, Hampton, Norfolk, A&T, they need some better facilities.
No. Central has 9,000 or 10,000 students.
I want to say they're about 8,000.
8,000. Okay.
Yeah. But so who's on the next? What's the next game, Doc?
So Towson and Hampton. I got Hampton in this one. And then of course A&T is.
This game is is it in Baltimore or at Hampton?
It's in Baltimore. It's in Baltimore, but I got Hampton in this one though. I think Hampton.
You know, you know what? And I'm gonna pick Hampton. It's really a shame that Hampton, you know, made that decision. Slick. We called him Slick, but his name was Dr. William Harvey. But those of us who knew him pretty good, we called him Slick. Because, you know, Slick is multimillionaire and all of that. But anyway, I really hate that Hampton didn't get a chance to come to the Celebration Bowl. I'm going to be honest with you. I wish they could have. Because listen, man, I saw them this year a couple of times. Hampton is a really good football team, man. I saw them. Yeah, they got a really good football team.
Yeah, they got a good football team.
You know, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Drew. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, you know, with William Harvey, Dr. Harvey, you know, when he left, a lot of people don't know when they left the CIAA, his preferred conference was always the CAA.
Right, that's right.
But when they didn't, they didn't, you know, extend an invitation, he went to the MEAC, and you know, his goal was to always get to the CAA.
It was. You're right. It was.
He just felt like, you know, and to his point, they do kind of mirror quite a few of the CAA schools with respect to being private, having large endowment, et cetera, you know, being real close to home in Virginia, like the whole mid-Atlantic area. But I feel like when that ship sailed, he should have just stayed in the MEAC.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like the platform the MEAC offered, especially heading into the Celebration Bowl era, way bigger than the Big South or the CAA.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And the dividends from a branding standpoint would have paid off way more. Because as good as Hampton's team is, I don't think they've been to the FCS playoffs since they left the MEAC.
No, they haven't. They haven't.
Yeah, so to get that brand out there and just being in big classics, etc., that's what their fans want. This new president that they have, I think he's just another protege of Dr. Harvey.
Yeah, Dr. Harvey.
So I honestly feel like Dr. Harvey, even though he's retired, he's still kind of pulling the strings.
The shots, yeah. So, but that's going to be a monster, like you say, with them in Jackson State and Chicago. That's going to be a monster.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a big game. Now, is that Labor Day weekend, or what weekend is that?
Labor Day weekend.
Boy,
and
that's going to be big.
We got, and I'm laughing because A&T is on the road to take on the Wildcats of Villanova.
That's a beatdown. That's what you always say, by 40.
By 40.
By 40, baby. That's a beatdown. And Hampton played them close. That's a beatdown.
I just can't see it. Oh, before we get into the MEAC, Grambling men damn near pulled off an upset against.
Yes, they did.
But lost.
Because they was leading the first half. They was leading them.
Yeah. They were.
Yeah.
66-64.
There was definitely some cheating going on from the refs in the second half.
That was in Oxford, right?
That was in Oxford.
Yeah. Well, they ain't going to let them come down there. You got to pay them people, and then they wasn't going to let Grambling beat them in Oxford.
Exactly.
They wasn't going to have that.
I mean, even in the last minute of the game, Grambling still had an opportunity to win. Had a couple turnovers, but I definitely think Grambling. That's not going to be the only game Grambling is going to halfway pull out this off what do you call it, preseason.
Yeah. What's that coach's name at Grambling?
Dante Jackson.
Yeah, he's been doing, because didn't he knock off some big schools last year?
I believe he did.
Was it Colorado or somebody? Who did he beat?
I think it was a Pac-12 team. I forget the name.
That's what I thought too. Yeah, I remember that.
Arizona State at the time when Arizona State was still in the
he beat somebody. I remember that. He went out west and beat them. So you know what that means, Doc. He gonna be tough in that SWAC, bro. He gonna be tough in the SWAC. Aren't they the defending SWAC champions?
Yeah, they.
Oh yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you, in my personal opinion, I feel like it's gonna be Grambling and Jackson State. Jackson, loaded in talent. I know that they got beat by Houston the other night, but it's Houston. Like they look like NBA team.
Yeah, that's right.
But Jackson is very much loaded this year. They're coming in. They're actually here. They flew into Charlotte today. They play High Point tomorrow. Yeah. So we're going to have a lot of alumni up there for the game tomorrow. But yeah, they look really good. So don't sleep on Jackson State.
Hey, has the SWAC had its women's and men's basketball media day yet? Or I missed that.
Yeah, we already had. Yeah, we already had it.
They had it
last month.
Who did they pick to win the women's basketball championship this year?
I think it's Alabama A&M.
For the women's.
Who did they pick to win? Who's
I think they got Alabama A&M. No, I think it's Southern.
Oh, Southern was picked to win?
I think either Southern or Alabama A&M.
Hey, who was picked to win the men?
The men, Grambling.
Oh, Grambling was picked to, for the men to win the SWAC.
And I wouldn't be surprised. Grambling's loaded again this year too, and very well coached. So that shouldn't be a surprise.
Right, right.
I think maybe Norfolk was picked to win the MEAC.
Yeah. Because you know what? I think basketball might be their biggest sport.
Who's in Norfolk?
Yeah, I think the basketball might be. And they're not only good, their girls are pretty good too.
Yeah, I was about to say they got a good men's and women's team over there.
Yeah, they got both of them pretty good. Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and get to the MEAC. It's only 2 games in the MEAC because Norfolk and Central are on bye weeks.
Right.
So first game up, we got Morgan going over to Alumni Stadium in Dover, take on Delaware State.
Delaware State. Okay. We're going to go with Morgan. I think Delaware State has run out of gas. And by the way, that race in the MEAC is over. It's going to be Jackson and what's some folks, South Carolina State in that Celebration Bowl 2.0.
Hey, let's not move ahead too far.
I know it. No, it's going to be y'all.
One game at a time. One game at a time.
I'm about to follow Chinnis Berry's move.
Hey, listen.
1-0 every week.
Hey, Chinnis Berry tried to come in and take over black college football his first year. He tried to take over.
Ain't gonna happen.
That man was gonna be if he would have came in the SWAC, it was gonna be something terrible.
Yeah, man. Chinnis Berry, man. Man, all these people up in Atlanta got a big grin on their face, man. I'm South Carolina State graduates, boy.
Mr. Ford, Grambling was picked on the women's side for basketball. Grambling women was picked to win the SWAC.
No, Grambling women?
Yeah, they brought it. I think they brought majority of their team back, and they got some more kids.
They got a lady. Is she from Baton Rouge or did she go to Southern? I think she's from Baton Rouge, right?
The head coach.
Yeah.
Coach Courtney, I think
she's from Baton Rouge.
I think she's from Louisiana. You know what?
I think she's from Baton Rouge. I think she worked at Southern or went to Southern. I think she worked at Southern. I don't know if she went to Southern. Yeah, I saw her last year.
But that's who they got to
Grambling. I'm surprised they picked him over Jackson and Southern. That's right. Texas Southern's girls basketball program went down, didn't it?
Yeah.
It went down. Yeah. Because Texas Southern girls were pretty good at one time.
Yes. She is from Mr. Edwards said she is from Baton Rouge.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But she was she an assistant coach at Southern or did she go to Southern?
That's a question right there.
Oh yeah.
She went to Southern Lab, but she went to University of Louisville.
That's right. I knew it was something like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Game of the week in the MEAC. I hope Dr. Kanisha is still on here. We got South Carolina State visiting DC, Chocolate City, Howard University.
They might be South Carolina State by 40. They might get blown out, bro. Cause them Bulldogs is hot right now, man. Bro, they really hot, man. And see, South Carolina State doing something they really didn't do in the past, and that they got to run it. They got an air attack now. That was never South Carolina State's thing. Mm-hmm. They would throw occasionally. They throwing for 300 and 400 yards now. You been reading that stat sheet? Yeah.
Eric Finn has been bombing.
Yeah, he's been burning people, man. He's been throwing for 300, 400 yards. That's not South Carolina State type football. They would run over you.
I'll say this. With South Carolina State, I don't think they have faced the level, like week after week, the level of talent and coaching that we have in the SWAC. I know they played FAMU. That was a very early season game.
Yeah.
FAMU played an early season game versus Norfolk and won by a point. You know, so it's kind of hard to put those early season games out there. But, you know, with them blowing out Delaware State and there was another team they dominated. I don't think they played Norfolk State yet. I think they played Morgan, maybe. I don't know. but I don't think they've faced that level of talent just yet. The Celebration Bowl, if we make it there and face them, it'll be really interesting to see how they respond to our speed and our depth. But they still got a good program.
Well, let me ask you this, and I brought you wrong, Doc. If presupposing that it is South Carolina State and Jackson, is that 60,000?
I don't know. I mean, because I definitely feel like Jackson will bring at least 35. South Carolina State,
50, a minimum of 50,000.
I think 50. Yeah, I think a hard 50.
Okay.
Because we'll bring, over 30, 35,000. And then you'll have a lot of locals in the area and just HBCU alums in general. And then you'll have South Carolina State's base. So I think that'd be a good 50,000.
Because let's see, the Jackson State, was it the Jackson State, South Carolina State, or the Jackson State Central game? That's the Celebration Bowl record for attendance, right? Wasn't it 50 plus 51? What's the record?
I need to Google that. I definitely know both of those games are well attended. It was probably the Central game.
So the Central game was the highest as far as attendance ever, right?
Right.
Okay. Because I'm just thinking with South Carolina State being a little closer, even though they do, it's a smaller school, could you get 55 to 60,000?
I think we could. I mean, I was actually surprised by their showing the first year, because I always heard South Carolina State had a good following. But I think, with the anticipation of a rematch and then just a lot of other variables, it very well could be over 55,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Could be 55. Because Jackson gonna bring their crowd. I'm just wondering what would South Carolina State bring? Would they bring 10,000?
Can you hear me, Mr. Ford?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I saw in 2022, it was like over 49,000, and then 21 when we played South Carolina State, it was like 48,000. I think in last year with FAMU, I think it was like 41,000.
41. It was 40. Yeah, because I was there. It was 41,000.
Yeah.
I'm back. Yeah, sorry about that.
But I'm just saying, like I said, we know Jackson will bring their crowd.
Oh yeah.
But with this new energy, because I'm telling you, man, these people up here, man, this South Carolina State, them folks just, boy, they so happy, man. I ain't seen them like this in a long time, man. I work with a bunch of them too.
I'm definitely happy for South Carolina State fans.
I am too.
They really need something to cheer for. They've been through a lot. And for Chennis Berry to come up in there and rejuvenate the program, they definitely.
Yeah, I think he's rejuvenated the school.
The school, yeah.
Yeah, I think because South Carolina State, Grambling, Alcorn, it's about that football, man. If that football ain't rolling, them schools like that, in them small towns like that, that football got to roll, man.
Yeah.
What'd you say, South Carolina State by 40?
You said Howard? Yeah.
Against Howard? I don't know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Doc, let me say it, man. Listen, man, them people are hot, man. South Carolina State is hot right now. I mean, really hot. Like I said, I've never seen them with this kind of air attack. And Jerome, to your point, the guy that's the offense coordinator, he's Grambling, worked at Southern, worked at Prairie View. Jonathan Williams, quarterback for Grambling. I think he was under Fobbs. I think he was under Fobbs at Grambling, but he's making a name for himself, man.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You got South Carolina State. I got South Carolina State. Jerome, you got South Carolina State.
Yes, sir.
Now let's get over into these SWAC streets.
Oh yeah.
All right. Alabama A&M is making a visit over to the hood of Pine Bluff. Take on the Golden Lions of UAPB. Hey, Pine Blood, don't nobody need a book, no playbook to beat y'all, man.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with Pine Bluff, man.
I'm gonna go with Alabama
I'm
A&M, man.
gonna go with Pine Bluff, man.
I just feel like A&M, they still got a decent offense. They were able to score on us. They know how to make adjustments.
Yeah,
I was not impressed with Pine Bluff last week. Maybe they had an off week. I don't know, but I just feel like the way A&M played us, I feel like they would beat Pine Bluff.
I
All
like that
right.
quarterback
So,
at Pine Bluff. I like that little guy, man.
Do y'all think Pine Bluff can
hey,
stop A&M's run game?
nah,
I don't know. No,
nah,
I don't
nah.
know.
Nah, they can't stop. They couldn't even stop ours last week. So what you be think? What makes you think they gonna stop a dude that's taller than Irv and bigger than him by
Yeah,
size and
he
Donovan
like
Eaglin?
You talking about, yeah, Eagle. Yeah, Eagle is good. You know,
Eagle is like a
you think
bowling ball.
Will Eagle get a shot at the NFL?
I think he could. I think he would because of his size.
Yeah, he got the
Yeah.
size. Man. He's got the work ethic too.
Mm-hmm.
He reminds me of I won't say Jerome Bettis, but there was a guy from the Panthers. We went to the Super Bowl. I think his last name was Tolbert. We used to call him bowling ball.
You
He's
talking
from,
about Mike Tolbert?
yeah, he was from Georgia.
Yeah, that dude was like a bowling ball,
From
man. Like,
Georgia. Yeah, he was from Douglas County, I think.
I'm gonna tell you who he reminds me of. Now, if you want to go back to the 90s, somebody said Jerome. You said Jerome Bettis, right?
yeah,
Mr. Ford, you gonna remember this name right here. Let's go back into like 1992. Barry Foster.
Yeah, Barry was Steelers, right?
Mm-hmm. That's who he
Oh,
remind
Barry
me
was
of.
a tough boy, man. He was hard nosed too.
Barry, that's who he remind me of. Barry Foster. I
And
I met Barry Foster because Barry Foster is actually, he's from here. He's from Dallas. He went to
yeah,
Duncanville.
yeah, he was tough.
Yeah, he was
Yeah, he
he
was
was a
tough.
dog.
Yes,
So
he was.
that is who Eaglin reminds me of like my running backs in the early 90s, stuff like that. Now if you want to go into the 2000s, you can say Jamal Lewis just by his build,
Doc,
Jamal.
you get him a lot, man. Jamal Lewis was the truth, man.
I know.
I
But
saw him when he was in high school.
I think he could be the truth too. Like if he
Yeah,
had
that's
the same
Jamal
type.
Lewis, man. That dude. See, Jamal was a big old fullback looking guy, but he had sprinter speed.
Mm.
He was, man. Listen, the first time I saw him, and somebody said, Mr. Ford, that's Jamal Lewis. You know the first thing I thought about? I said, he looked like a linebacker.
That's why I was saying when I first seen him when he got to Tennessee, I was
Yeah,
like,
I was like, he looked like a linebacker. He don't look like no running back.
let me ask y'all. Let me ask y'all this: from a modern day perspective, do y'all think Eaglin is better than Tariq Cohen?
Nah. We've already me and Mr. Ford before you got up here, we already had that argument because we try to compare Tariq Cohen to Jada Byers at Union. No comparison, right there.
Listen, I went to the first Celebration Bowl. It was North Carolina A&T versus Alcorn State, and the difference in that game was Tariq Cohen. He ran for about 290 yards in that game. And Alcorn tried to play them, and they did play him, but he was the difference. They could not match up with him at all. He was the superstar on the field that day. That was at the old Georgia Dome, and that was the first Celebration Bowl. That guy was unreal, man.
That was a good
game. Like my friends in the chat would say, negative 237. It's on the road.
Geronimo A&M. Let's go.
Hey, they had Prairie View, right?
what they used to call the Alta Vista Plantation.
Yeah. Now, Doc, I know them your homeboys, now, but you know, fam, you gonna punish them, right? You know that, right?
I don't know.
You know, fam, you gonna punish them. Yeah, Doc, fam, you gonna punish them, man. That might be fam. Look, what you said, by 40. That might be by 40 right there, bro. They gonna get punished.
What they play, Prairie View?
Yeah. At Prairie View.
Wow.
My laptop is.
Doc, your homeboy's in for a rough treatment tomorrow, man. They better hope they got jet lag or something.
View, so. I don't know.
Huh?
They got on.
You said what now?
There. Bus down.
Doc, you tracking up on me there. I didn't hear that last.
Oh my! Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I said I hope they rode the bus.
No, they probably flew into Houston, and then they would bus it over from, like you said, from Houston to Prairie View. So they probably flew into Houston.
Well, I hope they bust it over back to the MEAC. But no, I'm with you, Mr. Ford. I hope that. I think they'll definitely dominate Prairie View tomorrow.
Yeah, they're gonna listen, man. I think that's gonna be rough on Prairie View tomorrow. That's gonna be rough, man.
What's going on with PV program, man? They just
listen. That's the most underachieving program in the SWAC. They spend more money on athletics than anybody else. They spend $19 million on athletics, and that football team looks the way it does. That's underachieving, man. That's underachieving.
Is this his second year over there?
Who? Bubbling down?
Yeah, the guy in Prairie View.
Third year.
His third?
Oh, his third year?
Yeah, remember he
that's right, he replaced Dooley. That's right, you're right. That's right.
Yeah, I think this is last year.
This was my problem with Bubba. Let me tell you what my problem was. Last year he went to Tallahassee and got mollywopped, beat up two times. And then he didn't do nothing. I told you, Doc, remember I told you, I said he needed a defense coordinator. You said, no, he don't need no defense coordinator. I knew he needed a defense coordinator. Now, yeah, but I'm saying he didn't do nothing to help that team in the offseason. I had a problem with that. He didn't make no changes.
This might be his last season.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well, you know, he on his. I mean, he in the year of a contract, so he got to do something to.
Well, his contract was 3 years or 4 years.
I think it was 3 years. Yeah, let FAMU had jet lag. I hope they don't even let jet lag. I hope they rode the bus all the way from Tallahassee to Houston.
I told you what they did. They caught that flight probably from Tallahassee to Atlanta. From Atlanta, they went over to Houston, and then that's when they caught the bus. And because usually what they do now, okay, if the game is Saturday, you leave Thursday.
Yeah.
And you do one practice, one walkthrough that Friday, and then the game is Saturday.
Yeah, I hope they rode over on Bissonnette. If folks in Houston, y'all folks from Houston know about Bissonnette, they know about that Bissonnette.
Hey, listen, Mr. Mona, don't you start that mess. FAMU has added a lot to the SWAC now. Don't start no mess now. Don't come in with that mess. I told you and Mr. Jerome with that mess. Listen, the SWAC now goes from Texas to Florida. What more could you ask for?
We ain't asked for that.
Yeah, what else could you ask for? And by the way, one of the things FAMU got to do, two things FAMU got to do.
They got to leave, be quiet.
Got to go back to playing in Miami, and they got to utilize Jacksonville. Because you know the next 2 years they working on what's that stadium called down there?
I know you're
Everest. You know what, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, they finna close it down for 2 years. And I'm saying once they open it back up, FAMU's got to start hosting some of them big time SWAC games in Jacksonville. It's got to be done, man. You can't get around it.
Yeah, Everbank. I know one
Bank.
thing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I know one thing. When they played Texas Southern last week, and I'm talking about for the band, everybody, all the folks in FAMU was in a tizzy because it's their homecoming, they marching on, so I guess that's a tradition. And the Ocean of Soul said, "Hold my beer. We about to crank on y'all and drown out everything about the Marching 100. Drown them out.
That guy down there.
When I say drown them out,
hey, but let me say this, Doc. Let me say this. And the guy that's the band director at Texas Southern, he came from Southern. That guy's not bad,
Brian
man.
Simmons.
That guy's good, man.
He ain't bad.
Yeah, he ain't bad, man.
But he said, I don't care about y'all tradition. I don't care about none of that.
Isn't he Isaac Gregg disciple? Did he march under Dr. Gregg?
I think he marched under Doc, either Doc or Lawrence Jackson.
I thought it was Dr. Gregg. Listen, man, that dude right there, he just waiting for that Texas Southern football team to get, to become a threat to be a champion. That band gonna turn up, man. Because I've watched them. I saw them last year. I saw them against Southern, and I saw them a couple of times this year. Texas Southern's band is nice, man. That band, Texas Southern band, I mean, they ain't getting the play they should be getting. Because really, the SWAC, that's all about Jackson, Southern, Grambling, Florida A&M, who else? Them. That's the standard. To me, I don't think we're looking at Bethune-Cookman enough either. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I think Bethune-Cookman all right too now.
Well, if they travel, we can, people can see them. But now, I'm gonna tell you, the young brother over there at Texas Southern, he's doing a good job.
He is, man.
I've been saying for a while, band is a young head sport now, and you need guys that are like in their, under 40, to really bring life back into these, because the programs you just mentioned, in addition to like Alcorn and Tennessee State, I'd say in the last 10 years, maybe 20 years, all those legendary directors retired, and it was time for them to retire. And to see these young heads come up in there and just breathe new life into the program, that's what they really need. So shout out to Texas Southern, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I say. I've seen them. I watched them last year, and I watched them this year. Hey, and you know what? I'm pulling for Chris Dishman. I'm pulling for him. I want us to have a perennial power in Texas. That would really help the SWAC. And of course, I want Southern to be good. Y'all, I know y'all been asking me about what I got to say about Grambling. Give us another year. We're going to be all right. I like Mickey Joseph. We're going to be all right. We're going to be all right.
So everybody saying FAMU on this one. I'm going to go with Prairie View. Just
you got to be kidding. You talking about the football game?
I'm talking about the football game in the Marching Storm.
Now that Marching Storm might get, because that, you know what? That's my mistake too. That band, the Prairie View, is good too.
Oh yeah.
That band, the Prairie View, is good.
Yeah, Dr. Zachary got that one on lock.
What's his background? Is he a Southern guy?
Nah, he started at Southern and he went to Norfolk State.
Oh, he went Norfolk. Okay.
We got Bethune down there on the bluff.
That's gonna be an interesting game.
I think it is too. I think it's gonna be an interesting game too.
If the Bethune-Cookman that played Jackson State in the first half shows up,
they're gonna have a problem. Yeah. That's right. They're gonna have a problem. But the only thing about Bethune is they'll play a good first half. Their second half is atrocious. Mm-hmm. It's atrocious.
Did they start that white quarterback the following week? Like last week when they played Grambling?
They did a little bit, but they went with Cam Ransom.
That's right. They went with Cam Ransom. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I was asking about that white boy. I thought he looked really good against Jackson in that first half. But I
He did.
thought physically he ran out of gas the second half. He
Yeah, he
wasn't
was
the
rough.
same. Huh?
But
Yeah,
he also
he-
had a lower leg injury too.
Yeah, that's what I say. He ran out of gas. But to
man,
me,
them boys.
Bethune-Cookman, they should play two quarterbacks. And they not the only one. And we got some other schools that need to play two quarterbacks. But Bethune-Cookman needs to play two quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But for me, I let that white boy start. I
Oh,
would.
absolutely.
I let that white boy start. And then, like what you call him, you said his name, Ransom?
Yeah, Cam Ransom.
I'd bring him in. I'd let him relieve. Because, see, we always believe when basketball, we were always taught the sixth man is supposed to take the basketball game to another level. When that Ransom kid comes in as the relieving Luke, I think he makes Bethune better. That's why I said I would start Luke first and then come in with Ransom.
Right. Yeah, rest in peace to Prof Edwards, man, for who built the March Storm from the ground up.
Yeah.
But if Southern wins this game, I think they clinch the West. They win tomorrow. They clinch the West.
They should be favored. And if they lose this game, that's a major upset. Because the game is in Baton Rouge, right? Where's the game? Is it in Baton Rouge?
It's in Rouge.
Yeah, it's in Baton Rouge.
You know good and well them people, they better not lose that game tomorrow. Listen, they better not lose that game tomorrow. You know them folk down there clown on them. Boy, they better not lose that game. In Baton Rouge? Man, They better win. They better win.
I got Southern in the nail biter.
That sounds good right there. We got Texas Southern going on the reservation and visiting Alcorn.
Ooh, that's a good one.
One thing I know is that Alcorn's defense is going to play. I don't know what to expect from their offense. I really don't. I don't know what to expect from their offense.
Their offense wasn't the issue last week because they put up over 400 yards on the offense last week against
they can run the ball,
State.
but they can run the ball, but the air game is atrocious. They can run. They got two backs. They're transfers. Them boys is tough, man. Both of them guys is really good. But man, when it's time to put the ball in the air, and then the SWAC, the SWAC is a throwing conference, man. You got to be able to throw the ball. You got to be able to score in the SWAC. You ain't gonna win with just defense and all that. You got to be able to throw. You got to be able to score. Because in the SWAC, they throw the football and they score.
Who you got, Mr. Ford? Who you got, Doc?
You know what? I can't call them. I'm going to be honest with you. See, here's the thing about Texas Southern. When that kid from Trinity Valley plays,
Southern wins West.
But listen, when that kid from Trinity Valley plays, the kid that played the first game, when they beat Prairie View, they are a different team.
Yeah.
They're a different team. Now, I like the little guy, Jace. What's Jace's name? Is it Jace Wilson? What's his name?
I think so.
I like him, but the future is that kid from Trinity Valley, man. He's the future. And I don't know. Is he still hurt or what?
I don't think he's hurt anymore, but to your point, this is a hard game to pick.
Yeah, it is for me. It's a hard game to pick. Because I don't have no faith in Alcorn's offense.
Yeah, it's kind of like you don't know what you're going to get from Saturday to Saturday with Alcorn.
I know. Now I know the defense is going to play. The defense is going to play. But the offense, I don't. Listen, whether they want to accept it or not, they got to go after 2 FBS transfers in the offseason. They need 2, possibly 3 quarterbacks to come to the reservation. Because what they got right now, it ain't going to do it. They got to go get some quarterbacks.
I'm gonna go with Texas Southern.
Well, I go with them too. I go with Texas Southern too.
And who else plays this with? I know, of course, we got Jackson State and Valley. What you think about that game?
That's Jackson State by 40. And if it ain't by 40, I'm gonna be mad. All that stuff y'all got in Jackson State by 40.
So let me ask you, what do you think is going to take to turn Valley around? You know,
got to get a big time. Got to get a big time coach. You got to get somebody that's already resume says he's a winner, champion. Yeah. We can't get nobody trying to learn how to coach and all that. Yeah. You know, it got to be somebody like you talking about Comedy. It's got to be somebody that's already won, that the people up there in the Delta respect, and they'll send them kids to Valley. Cooley and them won at Valley. They can win at Valley. I hear these people on here talking about Valley ain't got no money and all that. Cooley and them didn't have no money, and he still got Jerry Rice now. He still went and got Willie Todd. So
and,
listen, they can get some people.
Oh yeah, and they've been upgrading the facilities, which is great.
Oh yeah,
and people in the Delta, they definitely support Valley. So to me, and they got a band now, so they got some recipes cooking. But I'm like you. To me, it's kind of like Norfolk State. They just one good coach away.
Yeah, let's go get a good coach.
Yeah.
You think? I don't know what I was going to say. Could they go get Jay Hobson? Could get that money? Because Jay is a
where is he?
He at South Alabama, but he
he's at
South Alabama. He needed linebacker coach. What is he?
He is
I think he's a linebacker.
Linebacker coach of defense.
Yeah. Because what's the name them? That guy finna get a new job, so Jay them might have to leave. He's your homeboy. Anything Applewhite?
Major Applewhite?
Major finna get another job, man.
You think so?
Yeah, what's their record?
That makes me think about that. I gotta check and see.
I think Major might get another job. Major might get a higher job.
Where is he at?
Major's at South Alabama, the Jags.
Okay.
Yeah, Major Applewhite.
Major Applewhite. He might get a better job. Y'all, they claiming that some people talking to Dion.
Oh Lord.
Who talking to Dion? The devil.
Supposedly, he's on the list at Florida. He might get an interview for Florida. He might get an interview, not his school. Because the thing about Florida is we don't know if this is true or not. They claim they're going to keep Napier. The AD came out. I don't know if he just was saying that for the rest of the season or is that for next year or what. But according to them,
I think he said it for next season. Because I think they signed can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, because I think they signed a period to like a 4-year deal. So I think he'll be back. He should be back because I don't think they want to pay them that.
Don't want to give them money.
They don't want to give up that easy money like that.
Because the guy at Florida State, they said if they fire him, they got to give him $70 million.
Oh yeah, they ain't whoever these dudes agents, man, come on, I need that.
Yeah.
So at say I'm gonna say this. What game we on right now? I'm gonna look because I think we just did Alcorn, Texas Southern. Now we got Alabama State and Grambling.
I got Grambling
in the hole.
I got Grambling. I'm rooting for Grambling.
Yeah, I'm from a school, but no.
You don't think so?
No. Listen, Bro Jerome, this is what I've been telling people. Now, I was very critical of Alabama State at the beginning of the season about what happened in Miami. But let me just tell you this. I've watched Bama State now at least 3 times. Bama State got good DBs. They got good linebackers. They got good defensive linemen, offensive linemen. They got good running backs. The 2 things that they need to upgrade at Bama State is quarterback room and wide receiver room.
Right.
They got enough people to beat Grambling, and that's my school. They'll get us this year. I hope we can, play close, that we can't upset them. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Bama State should be favored because right now Bama State is getting better every game. Like I said, the media now is taking notice of this little young man at quarterback. What's his name? Doc. What's his? Yeah, they taking notice of him now. I told you one article said he saved their season. So I'm gonna have to go with because I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't wait to that Bama State, Jackson State game in Montgomery. I can't wait.
Now, I would say this. That now, if Alabama State loses to Grambling tomorrow, and somehow we win against Valley, y'all do know we will clinch the East tomorrow.
Yep. That's why I'm rooting for Grambling.
I don't think we can do it, bro. Jerome. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You gotta have faith.
Yeah, I got faith, but I'm just talking about personnel. We can't play with them right now. We don't have that.
I got faith in Mickey Joseph, man. He actually came back.
I got faith in him too, but we ain't got that kind of personnel right now. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you now. They got some good personnel in Montgomery, man. I'm just talking about looking at talent, position wise. They got some good personnel. I tell you, they don't. I don't like the wide receivers. I do like their tight ends, and I love their running backs. And they got to upgrade that. Because my whole thing is, I don't know if that kid's gonna come back. What's that kid's name from Texas? What's your homeboy name?
Which one? Oh, Andrew Body.
I don't know if he coming back. I really don't. I don't know if he coming back.
Nah, he need to go ahead and hang it up. Just get his degree.
I don't think. You know what? I don't think he coming back, man.
He's too injury prone. He just need to go ahead and get his degree and go on about his business.
But somebody will take him now. Because he got some skills. He got some skills, man.
Somebody will jump.
Somebody will take him because he got some skill. And then he's a true dual threat. Now, I got to watch him more with his passing. But now his running, I love his running.
He was a passer when he was in high school. Carlos P. Now, we've already beaten FAMU, so that is out the way. We own that tiebreaker right there. Alabama State lost to FAMU a couple weeks ago. So FAMU owns that tiebreaker right there. Now, if Alabama State loses to Grambling tomorrow, tomorrow, and we win, mathematically, there's no way that they can win the East. There's no way mathematically for Alabama State. There's no way they can win the East because they already got a loss against against FAMU. Now we go down to Huntsville, but we go to Montgomery, and we win next week against Bama State because I'm not gonna look. I'm not trying to look beyond that. Then you can say, well, that is for the SWAC champ. That's for the SWAC East right there. Now we win against Bama State, then basically we are division champs, and there's nothing else you can do after. There's nothing else Bama State can do after that. There's nothing else FAMU can do after that.
Yeah, that's true. And hey, Mr. Mona, I still need you to have that conversation with the commissioner about doing away with these divisions. I'm sick of these divisions now. I need you to talk with him. You're listening to you. I need you to put it together now because I'm sick of these divisions. The SEC has done away with division. The ACC has done away with division. It's time for the SWAC to do away with them too.
Did the Big East, not Big East, but did the Big Ten get away from divisions too?
No, no.
Oh yeah, because they got East and West.
Yes, yeah. No, they didn't do away with it. But I know the SEC did, and so did the ACC. They did away with it. And the SIAC did away with divisions, didn't they?
Both of them did.
The CIAA?
Both of them.
Well, it's time for the SWAC to do away with them too. Hey, bro, Jerome, you know, I had an idea about 2-3 years ago. All the folks shot my idea down. Did I ever tell you about that?
Oh, what's that?
I want Jackson State and Alcorn to play twice. At the beginning of the season, at the end of the season. I want FAM and Bethune to play twice. I want Grambling and Southern to play twice. And I want Prairie View and Texas Southern to play twice. The people shot my thing down and all that.
I remember that.
Yeah, I
that.
still say we need, you know how much money that'll make us, Brother Jerome?
Well, yeah. I mean, but
listen, first of the year, Jackson State and Alcorn at the reservation, Labor Day weekend. End of the season, Jackson State, Alcorn at the vet. Ain't that enough money for everybody? Come on, man.
Hey, we we talked about that long.
Y'all shot my idea down like that the worst thing ever. Trying to tell you about we business people, right? Mr. Monin, ain't Mr. Monin them business folk? Didn't they? What y'all went to Jackson for? What y'all business people?
Yes, sir.
I went to school for teaching, for education.
Went for history. I was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was history education, but I'm telling y'all, that's money. That's money.
That's definitely some money. But
that's money.
You know,
2 times. And we using the NFL as our model.
I remember that.
That's a good point. Yeah. So you basically.
Listen, what you think? Listen, you go Grambling, Southern. Beginning of the season, you play at Shreveport. Labor Day, you play at Shreveport. Thanksgiving weekend, Grambling, Southern, New Orleans. Same thing. You know, Bayou Classic. How much money is that? You gonna pack out? Okay, that stadium in Shreveport is called Independence. That's about what, 55,000, right? I'm in
about 40,000.
Okay, 40,000. Then you come back at the end of the season and play again.
Didn't Texas they move the Bayou Classic to Shreveport one year?
Yeah, that was the hurricane.
Yeah, that's right.
Was it COVID or the hurricane?
That was Katrina.
I think it was COVID, wasn't it?
It was Katrina.
So let me say this.
No, it was twice. It was twice. So they moved it one time to Shreveport. That was for Katrina.
Katrina was in Houston.
Yeah, I remember the Houston guy.
Okay, so that was COVID. Yes, that was COVID. Yes, it was COVID. Shoot, I done got about COVID season, so that was a long ass time ago.
How was the attendance that game?
I don't think it was.
I saw it on TV. I saw it when it was in Shreveport.
You know, at the time,
it was a spring game. It was like in the spring. It was when Deion Sanders first came to the SWAC.
Yeah.
What was it? They gonna have been at like 25-30% capacity.
Yeah.
And you had to sit 6 feet away from each other. Yeah. I don't know if it was a big game or not, but I mean it was a big game, but I don't know if it was like as far as crowd goes. So we all agreed. So I said Alabama State. I said Grambling. Jerome said Grambling. Mr. Ford said he going with Bama State, even though that's going against us.
They listen, man. They personnel, they better than us right now. We got to get on their level.
And last but not least, Mississippi Valley making that hour and 25-minute drive down the road off I-49. Off of 49 to come to Jackson, get to the vet to play the East Division leading Jackson State Tigers.
Jackson by 40. And I'm telling you, if they don't beat them by 40, I'm going to be mad.
Now, last season, we played them in Independence. And for most part of the game, we were in control. I mean, we was in control the whole game until the last 30-some seconds of the game where we gave a cheap touchdown run to them, and basically it was 21-6. TC was pissed because he was like, he didn't want no cheap touchdowns. He wanted the shutout. And I think he's remembered that, and so he kind of told us to his team, like, hey, we gotta go out there and dominate. I know yesterday on Timona's show we talked about the players on offense, Tajarian Williams as quarterback, Nathan Rembert, receiver, and Jackson Davis, the tight end. But they do have a running back. I think his name is Jacoby Dean, if I'm not mistaken. So you kind of got to watch out for them. On defense, they pretty much run almost a similar type of defense that we run as far as 4-2-5. They do have a ex-Jackson State player on that team in Bruce Batman Mitchell. He is the starting, I think either on the left or the right side cornerback. But of course, we talk about Jackson State, and the engine goes as Earth goes. So first and foremost, give Mr. Mulligan the damn ball. You said
is it gonna rain tomorrow in Jackson?
They said it's supposed to rain tomorrow.
Well, that's all we're gonna be able to do is run the football. So it won't be about 40, it'll be about 20.
I think
it'll be about 40.
Yeah, it's still gonna be about 40.
If it was dry, yeah, I said what I said about 40.
Hey, Andre, yeah.
I think the band matchup will be more intriguing in the game.
Hey, Andre, we don't need nobody else playbook to win against Valley, y'all.
I'm serious. Hey, didn't Valley lose to an SIAC team?
That was
to Central State or something. Who did Valley play at the beginning of the season? They didn't play in Chicago nowhere, did
they?
No, they
actually, I think they did open up in Chicago.
I think they lost.
Well, no, that was last year. They lost to
was it Central State?
Yeah, they were Central State. That was last year.
And it was a close one.
Jackson State by 50.
I think the band battle is going to be a bit more intriguing in the game. So,
how many pieces they got? How many people they marching?
Over 300.
About 280, 300.
Oh, okay, that's right, man.
And
let me say this now: Mississippi Valley marching 200 and whatever. How come Howard University was marching 40 people last year at the Celebration Bowl? Somebody explain that to me. You got all them people up there in DC and you marched 25 people.
And Mr. Ford, that really shocked me because anytime Howard has a big event, whether it's the inauguration or whatever, they normally get like the alumni, et cetera. They really beef up. But yeah, for them to go out there with the 2 pieces of biscuit band last year, man,
it was embarrassing.
Yeah, man.
You at the Celebration Bowl, the Black College Championship, and you marching. Listen, my middle school band got more people than Howard put on the field last year.
But you know what?
And I'm talking about 6th, 7th, and 8th graders.
But you know what? Looking at the previous Celebration Bowls, Central, they had a little small band. South Carolina State had a little small band. But they've since beefed up. Central has beefed up a lot as well as South Carolina State. But yeah, whoever coming from the MEAC, man, y'all gotta snag some high school kids and some alumni because you want to have your best representation on that big. That's the biggest stage in Black college football. Well, as far as in that respect, but you want to make sure you got a tight band because you're on national TV, and that was embarrassing, man.
It was. I was there in person. I couldn't believe it. Here you, like you said, didn't you say Howard got 10,000 students
Yep,
Yep.
and you march 40 people?
that's crazy. Well, I know they got a new band director. Their old band director retired. They got a young brother, I believe, from Southern, and they're trying to put money into the program. So um, I guess it's kind of tough, because Mr. Ford, there used to be, DC kind of used to be like a little Atlanta when it came to high school bands. Had a lot of
Oh
good
yeah,
high school bands in
oh
that
yeah.
DMV area.
That's
But
H.D. Woodson, Ballou,
Baloo, you
McKinley,
got yep,
Dunbar.
Dunbar. It's
Yeah, you're right.
another
Yeah,
good one.
that's Anacostia.
Yep. And then you look at the Baltimore area with Milford Mills Academy.
Right.
And,
Dunbar, another Dunbar.
yep. And there's
Capitol Hall, yeah.
so there used to be a lot of good talent up there, but it's kind of fizzled out a little bit. So, recruiting, but it's gonna have to do, like a lot of SWAC bands do. They recruit all over the place. And
Yeah.
these SWAC bands got kids from all over the country. So if Howard can put up that money into the band program, they'll be all right. Cause they used to be rocking and rolling in the 90s and 2000s. I don't know what happened.
Listen, Howard got $900 million in that reserve. They can have a band bigger than anybody. They got $900 million.
That's crazy.
And their endowment got $900 million. And you can't put 150 pieces on the field?
I'm gonna tell you, if Valley can do it,
Yeah,
Howard
that's
can
what
do
I'm saying. Howard can do it.
it. Yeah.
If Valley can put 200, you said 270, what you said?
They close to 300. Yeah, if Valley can do it, ain't nobody got no excuse.
That's right.
Do you so you say you coming to the Celebration Bowl this year? What we gonna do, Mr. Ford? We all gonna link up for lunch. What we doing in Atlanta?
Yeah. Mr. Yeah. Listen, I went to get me some fish tonight and I was in the place talking and a guy came up to me and said, "You sound like a guy here on the radio." I said, "For real?" He said, "Yeah." And I said, "I went to ground." He said, "That's you."
I'm gonna tell you, Mr. Ford.
We got to do something.
Mr. Ford, what you should do, you should get on Twitter. You need to create a Twitter account, and we can all follow. We would definitely support you, man. Come on.
Well, I'm not that technology sound kind of guy, man. I'm old head.
I'm gonna tell you, StreamYard tougher than Twitter. If you can navigate StreamYard, you'll be all right on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I like StreamYard. I do. But yeah, man, guy told me tonight, said, "That's you."
Oh man, I've been tripping. My laptop been tripping for the last 20 minutes. I don't know what's up with this thing.
Hey man, listen, bro, I'm getting out of here. I'm supposed to be going to Columbus tomorrow. I tell Miss Simona I'll give her a call tomorrow. Hopefully I get back in town because that's about from Atlanta to Columbus about what 130, 140 miles, something like that. Listen,
Well,
y'all have a good night.
We got Brother Bacaria.
Okay, listen, Brother Carter, y'all have a good night, man. I'm out of here. I'll see y'all.
Mr. Ford. Before you go, Mr. Ford.
Okay,
you go.
Okay.
Hey, look, I heard you talk about business and you shoot your idea about how much money they'll make if they played each other twice a year.
Right.
I got an idea, right? I got a business, right?
They
got rap snacks. Y'all need to hit up the people that did rap snacks and come up with the HBCU snacks. You can put Jackson State Band on there, the Sonic Boom snacks, and that's the hot chips. What you think about that?
That sounds like a winner to me.
And for the JSU folks, they still got Sonic in Mississippi, right?
Yeah, we got Sonic too.
See there? We need to have a Sonic commercial. And the JSU with the Sonic Boom need to be on that commercial. We got to start reaching. We got to start. Huh?
That sounds like a winner to me.
We got to start reaching out to these people. I'm telling you, the HBCU chips will put them right there with the rap snacks, and they'll fly. They'll fly off the shelf. I believe they would.
Well, now, Bro Jerome.
He gone.
He gone. Okay. Listen, let me get out here too, man. I got to make this trip tomorrow. Y'all have a good night now.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ford. Appreciate
Okay.
you.
All right. Be good now.
All right.
All right.
Hey man, I know you. I was late and about to get off. I would just come up here to speak. So
No, you good. You got the
so
flow,
look,
sir.
so look, man. When you come here for the Celebration Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
hit me up. I'm gonna take you to go to Phenomenal Seafood on that Friday night. Hear you some live. I think live band. They're gonna either be the live band or comedy night and get you some good seafood. Everywhere I go is gonna be black on. So
All right. Now
so
you
hit
know
me up.
I hate that. Now if you got some crawfish and
They
some
got
shrimp,
everything.
I eat it.
They
I
got
don't
everything.
eat fish like that.
You don't eat fish.
Yeah, I don't eat fish because I'm allergic to. Yeah, I'm allergic to fish.
Well, it's called Phenomenal
That
Seafood,
sounds
but
strange, don't it?
they added to the menu though. Like you can get you some good oxtails and grits. They got lamb chops. It's a
Oh
seafood
shit, you
spot. They
good
just added to the menu.
then?
But they added to the menu. So y'all holler at me. I would just come up here to
Oh, we
speak,
good
man, because
then.
I
I
know
take
y'all
it.
was.
Nah, man, we
I don't know if that me or you,
yeah, I
but
understand. Yeah.
but I'm gonna
Hey man,
holler, man. Hey, what time the game again tomorrow,
my
man?
laptop messing up. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Peace out.
All right. He need to make a Twitter page. Make him a Twitter page. Make him a Twitter page. Oh my goodness. Nah, man. Game 2:00 tomorrow. Football. 2:00 Eastern for the men. What time is the game tomorrow? Is it for the men's game? High Point in Jackson State. Put it in the time. See what time the High Point Jackson State game is tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Other than that, man, we gonna get is that 1 hour before the football game. Okay. It's 1 p.m. Central. All right. So make sure tomorrow, tune in tomorrow. Shout out to Timona for getting her credentials so she go cover Jackson State High Point tomorrow. Y'all know she is in North Kakalaki. Again, like I said earlier, I've already reiterated it. I don't want to go back and go through it again, but it was good to get that and make sure y'all tune into my sis for real. SWAC Saturday. Make sure y'all tune in for that. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for me. I will be watch party tomorrow. So for those who don't have HBCU go or anything like that, we talk about that, and then if it's some extra games that come on tomorrow, we'll catch up on that. But make sure y'all tune in on both of us. Like I said, I was happy and elated as far as getting had the same issue that I had, and it just, you know, made my whole day. It made my whole day. I couldn't complain, and it's just one of the things where I am truly blessed to have just this thing come up on me, cut off on me one more time, I'm gonna be pissed. But other than that, man, it's good to have something like that. Like I said earlier, I want, like I said, I want to apologize. So, like I said, to a very dear friend of me, and that is Miss Timona. I really do want to apologize, and I apologize. And I'm gonna keep apologizing until you tell me to shut the hell up and don't apologize anymore. But other than that, the scripture was good for me to hear, to read, to listen to and just put everything back into its perspective. It keep me laser focused, and just pretty much just get me back level headed and stuff like that. Like I said, if anybody know a good lawyer for me, I'm gonna go ahead and get that going. On a serious note, because when somebody's tired, they tired. I done got pushed too far, and I'm just trying to go back to being what it is. I just want to go back to be what it is. So if anybody knows a good lawyer, let me know. If folks still want to go out there and just do dumb shit, I'll let them do it. But I ain't gonna be no crash test dummy for nobody else no more. Always, let's get back. Let me say this one more time before this thing try to crash on me again. The election, I didn't get on. I didn't do election show, but the election just taught us a lot. We should be for us and by us. Nobody else don't care about our worries and our concerns. Why should we? Why should we worry about theirs? It's in our own best interest. So I'm sorry, y'all. This thing is messing up. But for this Christmas, oh yeah, Uncle Trent. Yeah, I'm gonna hit him up. Other than that, y'all, for Christmas time, buy black, keep the money in the community, and don't try to let it go out 10, 15 minutes right after we put it into the community. And I think that's what we're gonna have to. That's what we're gonna have to do. Oh yeah, man! Look, black women did what they were supposed to do. Us black men, I am a black man. Yes, of course I'm black, But yeah, I did my due diligence and I voted for VP Harris. I did my job. You know, I did my job. We'll see what the Hispanic folks gonna look like, how they gonna look when shit goes awry on them. But it's just time for us. If we got to go back into, yeah, you stupid, bro. If we got to go back to what we saw during, oh, okay. But if we got to go back to what we saw during the Black Panther Party and just be about ourselves and for ourselves, then damn it, that's what we need to do. It's what we need to do. But other than that, tomorrow is Football Saturday. Join me again at 1:50 tomorrow. And if you join me, y'all family. And I love y'all. I appreciate all kind words. I appreciate y'all for having my back. Appreciate all the friends having my back. Appreciate my moderators having my back. Appreciate just everybody just do what I can. Do as what we can. Other than that, 1:50 tomorrow. Be ready to watch a great game tomorrow. And anything else on that's extra, we'll you know how I do it. We'll check that out too. So I'm gonna have my little ear to the flow for the basketball game. We're gonna get ready for the football game and see y'all tomorrow. Y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Hug your loved ones. And fuck it. Stay dangerous. You got this thing. Peace.